Welcome to A Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Nav, and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Harmit, and my pronouns are Hershey, like the chocolate.
And this is A Feast for Crows. Chapters 1 and 2. The Prophet and the Captain of Guards. In these chapters,
everyone has an opinion about everything.
You should have just left it at everybody has an opinion.
Okay, you clearly have an opinion, so you're in the everyone.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone. So, Harmith, who died in these chapters and was maybe or maybe not risen again?
You
don't have to, like, name them, just, like, say.
Yeah, that one, like, the people that were becoming drowned men.
Yeah, sure.
Them, couple, like, there was, like, 4 of them, I think, and one of them was, like, scared to do it. Anyway, now I'm reciting their whole life.
And then, like, a dozen more, but yeah.
Right, yes. Forgot about those ones after. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, I think it was just them. We like, confirmed again that Balon died.
Yeah.
I don't think
we heard about all
of his siblings and stuff.
Everybody dying.
And then all of the other people's siblings. Oh, that's what we should have said for the title instead. We hear, about everyone's siblings dying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they lost brothers, both of them. Oh, that would have been such a good intro. Okay, let's say it now, and then you can either cut it in or leave it as is. In these chapters,
everybody loses or how should I say it? Like, what should I say?
Brothers be dying. Okay, moving on.
Okay, wait, no, just one more time. Okay.
In these chapters,
everybody's brothers are dying. Are dead.
you gotta either say it the way I said it or just say they died.
Okay. In this episode, everybody's brothers are dead. Die. You're looking at me really judgmentally.
So, next.
What did you think? Or what did you think? Yeah,
what did you think of these chapters with titles?
Freaky. I liked it because it was new people, new things, some excitement. Mm-hmm. The first couple of pages are always just me trying to figure out who this even is. But no, I did really like them. I think, okay, Eris is so annoying.
Aaron?
Yeah,
what's
Aaron.
Because Eris is another guy in the other, in Areo Hota's chapter named Eris Oakheart, and then there's Aaron.
He's also annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron, Greyjoy Priest, him, what's his name? Damphair. Damphair, oh my god, he's so annoying.
I mean, he puts the zealot in religious. Like, if you Google zealot, his picture is the one that comes up.
Yeah, he just, and so besides that, it was kind of fun. Honestly, he's not that bad. He was just, a little bit annoying, but I did enjoy the chapter, I think. And then, what's the other guy's face? Thank you. The captain of the guards. I really liked him.
Yeah.
He's cool.
He is cool.
He seems chill. That was a good chapter, meeting a lot of new people, very different people. Yeah. And, I liked, the gardens and, the vibes.
Yeah.
The vibes were cool. And it was so nice to, finally get to Dorne and, see what's going on down there. Yeah, it was cool.
I basically didn't process any of what you said in the last 2 minutes because I had a third idea for a punny intro. And
What's your third idea?
In these chapters, we learned that Areo Hota lives on brand because he gets branded with the axe, and then he's got and his brand is serve, obey, protect.
Right. Lives oh yeah, that's cute.
Okay, wow.
Lives on brand.
Just call it a bad intro and move on with it.
Yeah, I'm not a hater. And honestly, that's kind of cute.
Says every hater ever.
Okay, but also says non-haters wrongfully accused.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing here? You like the chapters. Okay.
They were good.
Which one did you like
Cool.
better?
Oh, Dorn, easily.
Doran or Dorn?
Dorn.
Okay.
Yeah. That's gonna be a thing
Right?
now. Oh god.
Prince Doran
Oh
of
my God.
Dorn.
Oh god. Get a name. Oh my god, I used to say that a lot and I haven't in a while.
Yeah. Okay. So, are we to the summarizing part now? Okay, so you do the thing. Let me look at a timer thing.
This is gonna be so bad because I don't know anyone's name.
That's fine. Don't worry about the names, worry about the plot.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, Damphair.
Damphair's drowning people, converting them, you know. The people show up, they're like, hey, your brother's dead. He's like, I don't want to come with you. He goes to the castle far away from the sea, as he tells us many times. And then everybody's trying to get his counsel, and he's like, it's not Asha, she's a girl. It's not my brother, because he's too dutiful. He's not going to be able to go against my other brother, who's trying to take over, but he's not a godly man, so he shouldn't. He goes to the sea to get his answer. The sea tells him to go to the hill, and they do a
switch.
He wants them to do a fucking, what's it
King's
called?
Moot.
King Bar. Thank you, King Bar. King's Moot.
Switch.
Okay, captain of the guard. He's serving Doran. Doran's in the waters. His gout, his gout has gotten worse.
What's got
and so
your
he's been
goat?
here for a couple of it's gotten worse, and so he's there. He's serving. One by one, we meet the other dude's daughters,
Sand
and they're all like,
snakes.
we gotta avenge him. Sand snakes, thank you. We meet the sand snakes, and they all have 3 different like revenge tactics.
That's
and
gotta be a minute.
He doesn't like any of them. He gets back to fucking Sunspear, and he's like, we're just gonna do my way instead. My way or the highway. You all suck.
Okay.
Basically.
Cool.
That was
So,
bad.
the prophet.
Yes.
Alright, so, as you said, Damphair is drowning the men, and that this is like the thing they do, especially to become his followers, who he calls the drowned men. Like, you gotta
Yeah.
drown for real, and he's really doesn't think much of this 4th guy that he's drowning today. He's weak in faith because he's struggling as they're drowning him. How dare he? Drowning, I think, is one of the most painful ways to die or something. And they just be doing it recreationally. I know it's not like recreationally, it's like religiously, but like, what is religion if not recreation? Hashtag commentary. Moving on.
You said so much there.
I
I don't
don't
even
know if
know.
I meant any of it. This is gonna be one of those I'm all for cults moments. Speaking of cults,
Oh my god.
Aaron Greyjoy's got one of them. And
I like this energy.
Right? So he is like, his whole deal throughout, like, he only wears like clothing for, like, he's wearing like seal skin, like underwear, basically. And
yeah.
his like robes are all dyed with the sea colors, and he goes barefoot, and he drinks seawater, which, dude, I hope you drink regular water and the seawater is like just a shot a day kind of thing, because that's bad
Yeah,
for you.
that's
You
not
can't,
good for
like,
you.
live on that.
Yeah.
And he sleeps under, like, by the sea, and he like lives in the sea. He doesn't like those castles and the Greenlands and the whatnots, you know?
Oh
Now,
my
we've met this
God.
guy before. I don't
Yeah.
think we got, like, we were like, yeah, he's like a, religious priest
A
guy.
religious dude. But we didn't realize this,
Yeah.
obsession. Because Theon, like, also I think we don't, like, totally trust Theon. So I think Theon had been like, oh yeah, he's the priest, he's very pious. But we were just kind of like, Theon, you're a hater, like, who cares anyway? You know?
Yeah.
But I think now I'm kind of like, wow, he is very... Like, he dismisses anything and everything that's not completely connected. Anybody who hasn't been drowned and gone through the whole religious experience, he's like, they cannot say anything
Yeah.
that is worth believing. And like, even, like, what you said, like, down to, like, the sealskin underwear. Like, it's, like, he is literally eat, sleep, breathe, repeat.
Yeah,
like,
live, pray, love.
you know?
The sea.
Literally. And it's, like, yeah, it's an interesting, like, because then we also get, like, some of his, like, oh my god, I'm so weak, and, like, all of his, like, internal monologue, too. So it's a very interesting way of coping with the world, is all I will say for now.
Yeah. Well, he's a born-again drowned man. Like, so we'll just talk about it. I don't want to go necessarily in order of how things appear in the chapter, because they're very scattered, so we're just gonna, like... So back in the day, when he was a youngin', he was real shitty. And he called himself, like, basically, like, wineskin on legs or something, because he drank all day, and that's basically all he did. And he's not impressed with his past self. And he had this experience where he nearly drowned. Now, I don't know if I missed it, or, like, my brain got jumbled. Does he say when this was? Was this when he, like, almost drowned at the battle with Casterly Rock that he almost drowned?
Yeah,
and turned around. So. But then he says something about, like, pissing contests with lions, and why was he still doing pissing contests if he was then
I know what you're
again?
saying. No, I think it was like when he got trapped in the water, it was just like oh, he nearly drowned, but that had nothing to do with, like, the religion stuff. I think it was like he doesn't specify that had anything to do with his, like, religious, like, drowning and, like, spiritual awakening.
What turned him around is he almost died drowning, and then he came back. But I'm missing something. Somebody clarify it for me, or if we haven't learned it yet, it's fine. But yeah, like, at some point he almost drowned, but was brought back again. And since then, he's been like, I am the prophet. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I just don't know the exact timing of when that happened.
Yeah, I think because, like, I'm looking at the quote here, and just, like, to me they're different, or maybe it's just the way it's written, I'm misinterpreting it, but he basically says, like, you know, like, during the, like, during the whole fight, like, you know, Stannis defeats, like, his brother's, like, ships and shit, and then he's basically just like, yet the god was not done with Aaron and carried him to shore. And he doesn't, like, dwell on it at all. Literally a paragraph later, he says, Aaron had drowned and been reborn from the sea, the god's own prophet. But he says that after saying the stuff about the pissing contest.
Yeah.
So the order of events was the first drowning, pissing contest.
Second drowning.
Then the man, because he literally says the pissing contest, and then he says, that man is dead. He drowned and been reborn. So the drowning where he changed his spirituality had to happen after that. Yeah, it's just weird. I know, but it's just weird because he leads with the drowning, and then he's like, but I drowned again.
Yeah. What was it about the second drowning that did the job that the first one didn't, you know?
I think because the first one was, like, he was in the water, like, you know, the ship broke or whatever, like, the war was, not the war, but, like, the fighting was happening, ship broke, he's in the water, like, maybe he got carried to shore, like, right away or something, you know? And maybe the second drowning, maybe the second one was, like, he was there for, like, 5 days, and people were like, there's no reason you should have survived. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like the way he's hyping it up, there had to be some sort of, like, oh, he can't come back from this, you know? That's why everyone's, like, obsessed with his...
I just know that at some point he almost died and was like, now I'm a prophet. Okay. Wow. Let's move on.
Okay.
Drown, like the god drowned for us. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So his basically whole thing is, like, he does this drowning as, like, a baptism, even though they also have, like, a different baptism ceremony thing, which with babies, where they just, like, drizzle a little bit of water on their heads, which he's like, that's not real drowning, that's just baby stuff. Does he want to be drowning babies here? Okay. But the thing is, he does... So it's unclear how much of this is, like, godly intervention and how much it is just really good CPR skills. But the man's got, like, a clean record. He has never lost a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's interesting. Like, that's a really good record for if he's drowning. Like, he drowned literally 16 guys in this one day. Say that's
Yeah.
like out of the ordinary. Say he does like one a day. That's still a
Yeah.
lot of guys, you know?
Yeah. That he's never like, wow, okay.
Yeah. So maybe there is a drowned god who be looking out for him or something.
Yeah, but his method there's so many things. His method could be different. Like he could like it's not like there's like a school they go to learn how to drown people. Like maybe he's doing it in a way that's like
It's
maybe
not
it's like a
so
lesser amount of
drowned, yeah.
time or like do you know what I mean? There's so much cause for error here that like we're not acknowledging.
Right. It's just like still though.
Well, yeah, he's like good at what he does.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not, but I'm just saying like he's like
You're
he
saying
boasts
maybe his
about it
drowning
so
isn't
much.
even that real of a drowning, so he should step it up.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to I am trying to create doubt just because he's so like confident about it. So I'm just kind of like, okay, let's take a step back and like evaluate.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
So
but I don't know. I wasn't there.
He does the thing. Meanwhile, there's these 3 Lord guys that are waiting around for him to like get on with it, you know? And it's somebody, Stefarian, his son, and one of the good brothers. One of the brothers of the good brothers. There's 3 triplets. Nobody can tell them apart. This one's one of them. Who cares? So we get a description of him, and he weaves strands of seaweed through his hair. Like, another.
He's like, I am the sea.
Exactly.
Do what you will, bitch.
Yeah, so this guy, he revives him, he's on his way, okay. Oh, and then he's like, now you're a drowned man. Here is a piece of driftwood, because the sea will arm us. Like, I get it, I guess you gotta commit super hard, but I guess I was impressed with George's ability to come up with so many ways in which they could be, like, the drowned men, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just it's very thorough, so it kind of gets you, because you're, like, trying to get into the plot points, and then suddenly they're like, sand, and you're like, oh. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So the Lord guys have come down, because there is a very important message, and they don't want to tell him out in the open, because it's only for his ears, but he's like, these guys, they can hear whatever I can hear. So... They tell him that there was a bird from Pike, and that the message is that the king is dead. So this like kind of puts a timeline for us a little bit, because we heard about like Robb knew that Balon died. So like this particular chapter happened a while ago. Just to like, you know, wrap our heads around the timeline here.
Yeah.
So he's thinking back to like a month ago when he last saw Balon, and he was like, not like he's old and, you know, not doing that well, but he wasn't sick. So this was like an ill-timed death, and they tell him, oh yeah, he fell off the bridge and it was storming. So he's like, the storm god did it.
Oh my gosh.
He was jealous of Balon and he cast him down. And I'm just like, y'all gotta build your castles in a better spot, though.
Yeah, you're like, wow, if I fall off the bridge, I'll die. But they are very, like, fight to live. Yeah. No obstacle will get me if I'm worthy.
That is how you earn a living, is through suffering. Like,
yeah, okay, so I wouldn't see them putting, like, any sort of, like, safety measures at all. Even though they probably should.
Yeah, but one notable thing he does say, so no, not he doesn't say, he thinks, Euron Greyjoy had built his life upon 2 mighty pillars. Those 4 small words had knocked one down. Only the drowned god remains to me. So, like, he kind of upheld Balon on a similar pedestal as the drowned god, which, if we know anything about it, Damphair is saying a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, later on he talks about Balon, like, being the eldest of the surviving brothers and being so cool and always like learning shit ahead of time and like winning all his battles and shit, except for obviously the rebellions he lost, but you know.
we take those out.
Yeah, but like he talks about Balon with the real admiration.
Oh, yeah.
And even when he thinks back to like Balon disapproving of him, he's like, he was right to disapprove of him because I sucked.
Yeah.
That's like the news. So he's like, okay, you guy here, give me your horse. He like makes this kid give up his horse, and he like rides on up Great Wick, which is the island that they're on. It's the largest of the Iron Islands. So large that some of the Lord's holdings like don't even see the sea from where they are.
Yeah.
Which he thinks is like a crime and should not be allowed.
Oh my gosh.
And as like he takes the horse and he's like, ugh, creatures of the Greenlands, but what can you do? Like everything is it's
I know, it's constant. It's like in your face, and you're like, dude, okay, I get it.
You gotta give him that.
Dude is consistently annoying. I will give him that.
So as he's riding up to the Grid Brothers, I forget what the name of the castle is. Hardstone Hills. Okay, doesn't matter. So he's thinking about 9 sons had been born from the loins of Kellen Greyjoy.
God.
Like, he says this particular line, like, multiple times, and I was like, can we not?
Yeah.
But, so there was Harlan, Quentin, and Donal, who, like, died, real quick. Then it was, and that was from his first wife. Then, from his second wife were Balon, Euron, Victarion, Ergon, and Aaron. And of them, well, Balon is dead, obviously, but also Yuri, or Yurgon, I don't know. Yuri, he calls him later, died as like either a kid or a teen or something. Yeah, as like a preteen, basically. And then from the third wife, he had another son named Robin, who he says is the brother best forgotten, which, ouch. What? Like, we don't hear about this kid at all.
This man is so mean. This man is so mean.
Right? I'm like, what is with this Robin? I want to hear.
And he's so aggressive. Like, oh God. Why? Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
But like, Quentin and Donal died as infants, and then Harlan died of grayscale, which sucks. And of the 9 sons, only 4 had lived to manhood, and now Balon is dead. And he's thinking about all their whatevers, like achievements and whatnot.
And this is when he's listing out all of Balon's, like, achievements, basically.
Exactly. So then he finally gets to Hammerhorn. Hammerhorn? Really? Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I like just read it.
Oh
and I was
my
like,
gosh.
what? Yeah, Hammerhorn. Yeah. And he's like knocking on the door, and one of the other sons comes and gets him, and is like, okay, fine. So then he's taken to Lord Goodbrother. You know what? I'm not gonna, cause all these good brothers have names that start with G's, and you know how I catalog names. It's G guy, L guy, A guy. Like, that's how I.
Oh my god, they're all G guys.
He is there with a couple of his daughters plus the maester. And Aaron's like, send everybody away. And he sends the daughters and the son away, but he doesn't send the maester away. And Aaron feels a kind of way about that. And he's like, if you're not going to send him away, then I'm going to leave.
This man is so stubborn. Dear God. Like, I know afterwards, specifically the maester thing is kind of explained, but even then, I'm just like, you're so stubborn. He fully is, like, walking away. Like, he is literally the definition of a diva. And I'm just like, come on. Like, he's like, I am so great, and I'm the damn prophet, and if I don't agree with you, then clearly you're just wrong. Like,
I know you said damn prophet, but I heard damp prophet.
I love, he is the damp prophet. That is true.
So as he's walking away, the maester calls out, Euron Crowseye sits the sea stone chair. And Dampire's first thought is like, what? No, he's supposed to be like all the way around the world. Balon sent him off 2 years ago and told him that if he returned, he would die. So Euron did some shit. We don't know about it.
Yeah.
But he's been banished, but now he's back. And he sailed into Pike the day after Balon died.
Wow.
And claimed his throne.
Wow. So when we were hearing about Balon's death from other sources, right? We were hearing, like, okay, his brother came back and, like, basically was like, I'm taking over, right?
We heard he came back the next day. I don't know to which extent we heard that they said they're taking over.
Or, okay.
Like, I remember people debating, like, who do you think will take over? Like...
Right.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, it might have been, like, maybe somebody said, yeah, like, he's claimed himself the king. Like, possible.
Yeah.
Why does...
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just, like, we knew this information, basically.
Yeah.
But...
And then Aeron basically just instantly is like, only a godly man may sit on the sea stone chair, and he only worships his pride.
Yeah. So... Good Brother's like, well, you were visiting with Balon recently. Did he have a plan for his succession? And he thinks back, and Balon's plan was to have Asha succeed him.
Queen.
Yeah.
Slay.
But Aeron does not believe in that because she be a girl and he be not for that. Unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Yeah. Rude.
Yeah. Basically, Aeron doesn't like that was Balon's wish. He's not going to be one of those, like, it was his dying wish, so I will make it come true. He's like, nah, he was wrong. So, I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah, which is so interesting, because he's obsessed with his brother, and here we are.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but he was wrong.
So, okay, then the Maesters, every time the Maester talks, it says, like, the Maester's mouth flapped open once again. Like, it's so, like, jabber, 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 jabber. So, basically, the Maester's deal is, by rights, it belongs to Theon, or if he's dead, then Asha. And then, obviously, Aeron's is like, that's the laws of the Greenlands, not the Ironborn. I don't know what that accent was. But...
Yeah. And then the Good Brother guy is like, okay, but what about, like, Victorion?
No, Victarion.
Victarion.
Okay, listen, there's a lot of names. We gotta get it correct, because otherwise there may be a Victorion and you don't know about it. You know?
Victarion just sounds like carry-on, but I'll try. Okay, Victarion. He's like, yeah, like, he's got the Iron Fleet, like, is he gonna try? But then... this was, once again, diva. Aaron silenced him with a look when the Maester tries to say, like, oh, but Euron's older. Mm-hmm. And he talks about how, like, everybody here, basically, whether they're in, like, a small fishing town or, like, you know, they're, like, someone,
such
like, with a big name,
Damphair,
like, they're...
Like, maids feel faint and send children shrieking to their mothers.
Like, what? Like, diva. He's literally a diva. Like...
Actually, I'm thinking of this, like, as a soap opera now, like, with those dramatic, like, turns and, like, ton.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
So,
literally, yeah.
So
this is that scale of, like, come on, a look, alright. Like...
Yeah. So then the Maester's like, so does that mean, like, they're gonna fight now? And he's like, no, Ironborn must not spill the blood of brothers. And Good Brother is like, well, Euron already killed one of the Ironborn guys. He drowned him. And Aeron's reply is, if he was drowned, no blood was shed.
Yeah.
Girl, you Delulu.
What? Like,
not Delulu, but he's like, this is like the thing though. Like, he's got an explanation for everything. Like, this is the cult aspect.
This is the cult mentality. Like, a lot of the other stuff is just like, okay, like, you're like fangirling over God, and like, that's fine, you know? You like want to feel close to him, you wear the seaweed, you know, you do all the, like, you do your preaching, yeah. But, like, these are the moments where it just, like, you're like, okay, but can we think about the logical inconsistency? Like, please?
Yeah, no, but this is also, like, the same logic as, back in, like, Vias Dothrak. Do you remember? It was, like, no blood can be spilled, but people can still get, like, strangled to death and stuff.
Oh my
Because,
god.
like, back in book 1, when they were in the Dothraki city, there's no, like, weapons allowed and nobody can spill blood. But Dany's still worried about her brother going out to the market because he might just, like, get beaten to death and, like, you know?
True. Yeah. Yeah, like, it's like it's not what you think it is. Like, it's not like, you're like, wow, look at this ideal we're upholding. But it's like, let's look at that.
No blood was shed, so it's all fine. But also, like, you can take this opportunity to be like, yeah, that makes Euron not a real Ironborn, or, like, something, you know?
Yeah, but God over God for life.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know.
Drowned God for life.
You know, Good Brother's like, what should I do? Should I, like, bow to him, or, like, hang on, or, like, you know, turn to Victarion? And Euron's like, you know what? You gotta hold your horses, hang your pants. I don't know what to say.
Oh my
just
god.
Hold your Greenland horses, and I will get back to you on this. I must pray on it. And once again, the Maester's like, pray all you wish, doesn't change who's the rightful heir. And
Euron gets mad.
Yeah. So he
basically just goes off.
Leaves it a huff.
He's like, every time we listen to you, you screw shit up. We need to go back to the sea. Shut up. Yeah. Basically.
So he's offered to, like, spend the night at the castle, but obviously he's not going to do that so far from the sea. So he, you know, he's like, I'm gonna ride all night and make it down to this whatever seaside village or town or whatever that I've got to Pebbleton. That's right. And I'll sleep when I'm dead. We are born to suffer, that our suffering might make us strong. Blah 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 blah.
Oh
blah,
god.
Blah.
Yeah, and then Graydon, one of the other triplets, goes with him.
You gotta name him. So yeah, he gets accompanied by the third triplet with a new horse, and, like, okay, so they make good time, and as they're going, he's, like, getting a little drowsy in the saddle, and he's, like, having this dream nightmare situation, which comes up multiple times in the chapter.
Yeah.
The sound came softly, the scream of a rusted hinge. Yuri, he muttered, and woke, fearful. There is no hinge here, no door, no Yuri. What do you think that's about?
I don't know. I have some theories, but we can go later.
This is where we learned about his brother Yuri. They were playing the finger dance, which is when they toss an axe at each other and try to catch it. But inevitably, Yuri lost a couple fingers, or just the one finger, doesn't matter. But basically, he gets his finger cut off, and their dad is away at the time, so the third wife, who is from the Greenlands, I think, is in charge. So she gets the Maester to, like, do the sewing it back on and trying to, like, heal it shit. But there's an infection and it spreads, and eventually the Maester has to end up cutting Yuri's whole arm off, which, yikes.
Yeah.
But even that doesn't save him. The kid ends up dying, which sucks.
Yeah.
And, but when their dad returns home, he cuts off the Maester's fingers and then sends his wife to sew them back on. And
well, the dad never actually returns. It was just Balon.
Balon returns, right? Because, yeah, maybe their dad wouldn't do that to his wife. Like, definitely less so than Balon would, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. Their dad dies, thankfully, on his... He says the drowned god in his goodness granted him a death at sea. Which, sure.
Or your father could have come back.
Returns and is now in charge. So he cuts off the Maester's fingers and tells the wife to sew him back on. And the Maester dies, and the wife soon after dies in childbirth, and just bad. Bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Aeron was the one who had done it.
Yeah, because he was the one playing it, he felt guilty about it. So he has never since played the finger dance, which makes sense.
Damn.
But he did continue to drown himself in wine, and just he was he was horrible. He would have pissing contests. That was his big showmanship. Literal pissing contest. No metaphors here. He names his ship the Golden Storm, which
yeah. Oh my god.
And Balon threatens to hang him from the mast of the ship when he hears what kind of ram his brother plans on.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, just bad.
Yeah.
The word of the day is bad.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, but also some of the things, he's also he'd been a sack of wine with legs, he would sing, he would dance, he would jape and jabber. I feel sometimes the word of the day is also just taking things too far.
Oh yeah.
Where it's he looks back at everything before and he's I was the absolute worst. And I was you were also a kid trying to enjoy life. Yeah, maybe some of those things you probably should have been stopped from doing, but also
you can laugh and joke around.
Yeah, you could, it's okay that you were still trying to live life after your brother died. Clearly the godly stuff hasn't solved your guilt either. You're should have been more guilty. It's just come on, just homie, don't.
What is religion if not guilt? # commentary. But astute observation on your part. Yeah, you're right. He's lumping everything he did into the bad basket. And really just, he's suffering as the way of life. He's embracing that whole philosophy.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is when he's okay, my ship was taken down fighting the Lannisters, and then I spent a bunch of time in their cellars, but I am no longer that man, and nothing can frighten me, not even memories, like the sound of a door opening, the scream of a rusted iron hinge. Euron has come again. ?
Because even wait, sorry, 1 second, I want to check something. So, I had a thought. His first mention of Euron, he basically says, basically when he says, oh, Balon was so amazing, but he hated me because I was stupid, you know? And then he basically is yeah, but it's much better to be hated by Balon than liked by Euron. Mm-hmm. And he mentions that, even before the whole, Euron's coming and taking over and all of that. And I don't know, just the way that this to me, basically what I'm saying, I feel this whole, hinge shit is, some sort of, traumatizing memory with, Euron doing something, and, Yuri's involved, so it's also contributed to, the hate, mm-hmm. and saying, oh, all Yuri cares about is his, pride, but I just don't know, what it could be. Or, sorry, yes, no, Yuri, the guy who died.
No, all Yuri cares about is his pride?
Oh, yeah, you're right. All Euron cares about is his, oh my god, they all have the same fucking name, okay. All Euron cares about is his pride. And also, yeah, I mean, we know that. We think he hired a faceless man to kill his freaking brother.
Right.
So,
not a godly man, for sure.
Not a godly man.
But maybe
not
he's
a very
a
kind
worshiper
man.
of the god of death, the stranger or something.
Right. Yes, I don't know. I'm just thinking this is some sort of traumatizing memory. Because also, both of them, Aeron and Yuri were the younger siblings. Mm-hmm. So that also kind of makes sense with the dynamic of the older brother maybe doing some, do you remember Egg's memories of what his mean, Aerion would do to him? Mm-hmm. So it could be
Like,
anything.
yeah, just like abusive sibling things. Yeah.
Yeah, abusive sibling energy. Especially because his whole, like, you know, I'm the fucking prophet now. Like, he can't hurt me now, you know?
Mhm.
So I think what the themes of the chapter of him just being like, see, I sucked, but now I'm better. I'm totally not still traumatized by anything, you know? I think that would
I think
fit in.
your theory aligns with the theories related to this.
We don't know yet!
Well, remember, anytime I offer a theory, it's a theory given the information we have.
Okay, right, yes, okay. Okay, so it could... Sorry, just when you said that, I was like, we don't know! What do you mean? Okay, yeah,
like, I
that's
can't
fair.
say it aligns with what we find out later in book 5, chapter 8. Like, what? What do you want me to do?
I don't know, I just like to... I don't know, you know?
Don't be playing with me. So...
Oh my god.
Yeah. Thoughts. Good. Okay, moving on. So then he's thinking about, like, who else could, like, stand against him, and he's like, well, Asha's a woman, so immediately discounted. And even if, you know, Theon's alive, basically Euron can, like, kick his ass real quick.
Yeah.
The decks of Euron's ship were painted red to better hide the blood that soaked them. Ugh.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
Yeah. So then he's like, okay, so the king's got to be Victarion, or we're all fucked. So he's come to this conclusion. Then everything from now until later is just like, how do I make this conclusion the conclusion that actually occurs, you know?
Yeah.
He comes upon, like, as he's on the way, whenever he runs into anybody, he's like, the king is dead, but he shall rise again as a new king. Like, he's doing his preaching thing. And by the time they reach the sea, he's got like a dozen men following him because they're so moved by his preaching. Like, I know we laugh, but I guess they are, like, you know?
Well, yeah, I think it's also like...
He's a real charismatic speaker.
Yeah, I mean, he's good at his job. I
just... Transformational leader. No, he's not. But...
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, because it's also, like... I also wanted to ask, like... Okay, so we know that, like, the religion here is, like, the drowned gods and, like, everything.
Uh-huh.
But then we also know that, like, Balon, like, had a wife who was, like, from Westeros, and, like...
No, not Balon.
Or, sorry, not Balon. They're a dad, like, Balon's dad. Yeah. Had the wife that, like, was from Westeros.
One of his 3 wives, I think, yeah.
Yeah, one of his 3 wives. The good brother maester dude had a maester. The wife brought Yuri to a maester. So I guess I'm just not worried. I guess I'm just asking about, like, and then he's also, like, kind of converting people to become, like, his, like drowned gods, not drowned gods, drowned like men. Become his drowned men. So I guess I'm just thinking, like, how widespread, like, is the religion? Are people like, this is our religion, but, like, some people don't super, like, practice. Like, they just kind of baptize their baby and call it a day.
Religious entity. They're just, like, a Greenlands thing. And, like, in the Greenlands, and also, like, Maesters, we now know, come from the Citadel, which is in Old Town. And Old Town was, like, the historic center of the Seven. Like, you know, the religion of the Seven. So they're, like, intertwined with them, but they're not, like, septons. So they're not exclusively religious entities. They're more, like...
Right.
It's the same thing as horses. Like, horses are not religious entities, you know? But similarly, they're of the Greenland, so therefore they're bad.
Right. Okay, so I guess it's like the identity.
Yeah, I don't think anybody on the things really worships the Seven. I think they all do believe in the drowned god, just, like, to various degrees. And not everybody equates believing in the drowned god to hating maesters and horses, you know?
Okay, this is just, like, the extremely religious guy that we're seeing right here.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. I think that makes sense, because the good, like, the good people, not the good people, the good brother people do side-eye a few of his things. They're
like everybody
what?
Does, like, the, discount baptism thing when they're born. Like, they do that to the babies. Like, nobody who worships the seven is doing that. Like, that's not one of their rituals.
Right, of course.
So everybody does it because that is part of what they do, but it's become more just like what we do as opposed to like, this is what the god desires, you know?
Right. So it's almost become like more cultural. It's like the culture combining with like the religious aspects.
Like people even now, like, you know, like have baptisms and stuff, even though they may not like really be religious, you know?
Right.
Or, well,
okay,
I don't
that
actually know.
makes sense.
You know what? I'm saying that like,
well,
I think it's the kind of thing where like, I'll baptize my kids because their grandparents care about it, but I don't care, so what does it matter, kind of thing, you know?
Right, like you're saying you don't have to be a super devoted person.
Yeah, maybe everybody else is like a
baptism.
Sunday Christian, and then like Aaron is like a, you know, diehard Christian. I don't know what the...
Right. Yeah, okay, I think I see what you're saying. Okay, that makes sense. I guess I just like...
Yeah, like...
Yeah, I was just wondering. Because I think I'm trying to think about like... I'm trying to think about the events of the end of the chapter, and I'm trying to figure out where people are gonna lean.
Yeah, and
like,
even
what
like
the leanings
we'll say
are.
like Jesus Christ or like oh my god, like we don't mean those in those
religious ways.
Exactly.
It just becomes cultural. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
I hope I said mostly accurate things.
I think you did. I think we're fine.
I'm going off of vibes. That's the vibe I get from this place, you know?
All right.
Well, I don't know. It's this. Euron's got me really in tune with all the vibrations of the universe.
Okay.
I might be a godly man myself.
All right.
Yeah. So then he arrives to Pebbleton, where all his people have gathered, and they've like built a shelter for him. And he's like, "Okay, let's get sleeping," but he can't sleep because he is haunted by dreams and also just like worrying about what's gonna happen. And he's thinking about Victarion and how he's like the younger brother and he's like the obedient type, so he's not likely to go against Euron, like just for the sake of it. Especially, but he does say he has no love for Euron, though, not since the woman died, which
who is the woman?
I need like a whole like appendix for just his chapter.
So true. So true.
Footnotes through the wazoo. Like
so true. Like he says so many things and he's so deeply traumatized and there's just so much and I'm just like, who are you? Like, what? Are you good?
Yeah.
Are you good?
Makes sense that he's turned to religion to like find comfort because that's what religion really is comfort in this world full of the unknown. There we go.
Yeah.
Hashtag comfort.
Hashtag us finally saying something positive about religion.
Listen, religion I think religion is all of those things I said.
Yeah. I know, I'm joking. Making a joke. Yeah, because, all of his things are, it really, it feels like reading a Theon chapter again to a lesser extent. Like, all the, like, frustration, all the, like, boy, you are traumatized, all the, like...
The Greyjoys have, like, Theon... a common theme.
Yeah, all the Greyjoys be Greyjoying. Also, I have a question.
They can't just be joyful. They have to be Greyjoy.
I didn't think of that. They are Greyjoys. Okay, that's kind of smart. I like that. Okay, so Theon. No, I don't know why I said that. Wait, you said Greyjoy, and my brain was like, "What's the person who's a Greyjoy?" Oh, okay. I'm gonna say this word wrong. Kraken?
Kraken, yeah.
Kraken, okay. Kraken, what does that mean again? Like, specifically?
It's a mythical sea monster, but in this world, I think they may be real, or maybe akin to dragons, where, like, we're real,
happened
aren't
once
real,
in a time
kind of thing.
Okay, because I'm not sure who's a Kraken and who's not.
But
is it, like, just the Greyjoys?
Are, because their sigil is a Kraken.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting confused about, because they were saying Kraken, but only for Greyjoys, and then, like, someone else was calling someone else a Kraken? Okay, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah, Who is this woman?
No idea.
Maybe, like, Victarion was, like, liked maybe they had like a brotherly fight over like a girl or something, or maybe like
brotherly fight.
like, you know, like they were brothers and they fought.
Sure.
That's the only reason I said brotherly, not brotherly in any other way, like not playful or anything. You know, maybe they had a fight. Yeah, I don't know what else it would be. Yeah, but also he's like, since the woman died. So maybe it was like nothing had happened with the woman yet. It wasn't like, oh, since he killed Victarion's wife, like, or like something, you know? So it's weird. This is weird. I don't know. Maybe if we ever meet, maybe we'll get more context as it goes, but that's my best guess, is like some sort of love thing.
Love, the root of all our woes. What is religion if not love?
Okay, moving
I don't know what
on.
I'm doing. I can't stop it now. Okay, we're almost at the end. Let's go. So, he can't sleep, so he gets up and he goes to the sea, because that's what he do. And he walks out, and he all naked, by the way, just like so sorry. Feel so sorry for anybody that's just like come out to watch the moon or something, you know?
Oh God, yeah.
So he's out to the sea, and he's getting, what does he say? This cold, salt sea surrounded him, embraced him, reached down through his weak man's flesh and touched his bone. Touched his bones.
Stop.
Sorry, I just get grossed out halfway through some of these.
Stop.
They're so these
Don't.
sentences be so weird though. Okay,
they are.
So
they
he's
are.
like bones.
He thought
the bones of the Grey King's Hall. We gotta go to Naga's Hill, because that's where they host the King's Moot.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
When I read this, so in like grade 5 or 6 or something, we were like learning about like the body, and like the different systems in the body,
Sure.
and we had to make like songs about a different system, like and we did I don't know, we did like digestive system or something, and like this wasn't our song, but someone in my class did one, and it was like bones, they're working fine, so I'm gonna drink some milk. So my brain was just going bones, because they say it so many times in this chapter. Anyway, that's my contribution.
That's a bop.
It's like, let's go to bones. It is a bop. It's still stuck in my head several years later, so it was definitely a bop. Yeah.
So he goes back.
Okay, so when I read this, these were my thoughts. Like, before I knew what he meant, I honestly was like, maybe, because you know how he mentions Balon's bones, he mentions Yuri's bones. So my first thought was maybe he's gonna be like, well, who's the most religious man I know? Me. So at first, like, you know what everyone else thought? They were like, oh, so you.
Yeah.
That was my first thought. I was like, he'll be the person. Or I was like, this was like crackpot theory. But I was like, maybe he'll try to like bring Balon back from the dead or something. Cause he mentioned, he's like, flesh dies, but bones endure. So I was like, maybe he's gonna try and like bring back someone. So those were my thoughts.
Yeah. Oh, you thought he was gonna do like necromancy shit, like.
Yeah, that was where my brain went. Because he was like, bones endure, and he's talking about all these people who died.
I don't remember all the bases for it, but there's like this wild theory that's like from the Reddit of my brain is floating around.
Yeah.
There's like connections between like the religion of the drowned god and the others, or like the magic of the others somewhere, somehow.
Really?
I don't know if I'm making that up, but like the others bring dead back, and he does bring. Oh, maybe that's what the connection is that they both bring the dead back. Okay, I just wow, genius.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be interesting, but not the case this time. So he goes back to his shelter. He goes to sleep. And for once, sleep came easily, unbroken by the scream of iron hinges, which blah 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 blah.
Mans is traumatized.
Yeah. So then the next day, he gets up on this great big rock so that everybody can hear him, and he can do his like extra loud preaching. And he's like, "The king is dead, and now another will rise." And Oh, wait, before he even gets to that, sorry. Somebody tells him that Asha is now also making a claim on the throne and is summoning, and all of her friends are being summoned to Harlaw by the Reader, who I'll just tell you is the Lord of Harlaw. They call him the Reader.
Okay, thank you. I was like, whomst? They said it as though I should know.
Yeah, I know. So that's why. That's why she, like, her thing is like, Balon wanted me to be the heir, so come to me. And this is when he gets up and he's like, don't go to Asha, don't go to Euron, go to Old Wick, to Naga's Hill, and get your pitchforks, I don't know, like, get your things ready, and bring your voices, because we're gonna have a king's moot. Oh no, before, I keep missing things because I'm, like, super excited to, like, get to the point, but before he can go to the king's moot, in his long extended speech, people are like, oh, you should be king, and he's like, nah, I'm meant to be the prophet, yo, I'm not the king. But the Euron's not the king, so we gotta go to Old Wick and choose a king at a king's moot. And that's how we did it in the old days, and that's when we were successful, and we gotta go back to the old ways, damn it. Make Pike great again.
Stop.
He literally says the phrase, make great again, 3 times in this chapter.
Yeah.
He literally, I'm not making this shit up, people, read it. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's his speech, and
yeah, gotta finish Balon's work, win us back our freedoms. Which, I have a question. So, like the whole make Pike great again thing, he says he's all about, like, back in the old day when we used to be able to roam and do all. So, when were they powerful? What was going on? Because that's what Balon's mission was, right? Like, that's what Balon's rebellion was. That's what he's been trying to do his whole life.
Yeah, like, back before Aegon the Conqueror, I think it was actually one of the... I'm not making this up, but I don't remember the details.
Okay.
Harren the Black, who made Harrenhal, was Ironborn, I'm pretty sure. Oh, somebody please correct me. But, like, I could double check it. But, like, he made Harrenhal, right? Remember that big castle, like the biggest castle in all the lands?
I know what Harrenhal is.
Yes. But then Aegon came around and he burnt that shit. Like, he roasted him inside his castle. And the castle melted like candles, right? So,
yeah.
At that point, the Ironborn, I think, ruled both the Iron Islands and the Riverlands.
Okay.
Because, Harrenhal in the Riverlands.
Yeah.
And since then, the castle has been cursed. But I think that was, like, probably, like, the most expansive the Ironborn's kingdom has been. But I think in terms of, like, we want our freedoms back, that's, like, we want to be able to go to the shores and rape and reave and steal and whatever we want to do. Like, no one can stop us,
Right.
But that's probably the goal right now.
That was what they could... So I guess because they had the Riverlands and they had Iron Islands, like, they could basically go to any shore and, like, do all that before?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
King of the Isles and the Rivers. There we go. Oh my god, I do know shit. Aw, feel so proud. I just pulled that out of my ass. No, because, like, all this really random information floats in my head, like, constantly.
And sometimes you don't know if you just...
Yeah, like, maybe it's my headcanon and I made it up, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
That's
it's,
fair.
like, a totally different universe that I'm remembering.
Right. Every fantasy story is the same.
Yeah, so, anyway, there we go. So, like, I think the goal currently is, like, Iron Islands for sure, but also, like, all the shore areas, we want control over them. Like, we want to do whatever we want on those areas.
Okay.
That's
because I wasn't sure if there was ever a period where they were, like, ruling. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well...
But I guess, like, they don't want to?
Well, Harren was ruling the Riverlands.
But just the Riverlands, right?
Yeah, but that's big. Like, oh, you mean, like, on the Iron Throne kind of ruling?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they're interested. Like, even... Like, Aeron is like, that shit's like so far from the sea. I think they just want the sea.
Okay,
areas.
that's what I think I'm just wondering, like, what, I just want to make sure, like, where their ambitions are, like, or ever have been.
No, I don't think it's Iron Throne.
They just, like, they're like, let us do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Interesting.
Yeah. There's probably information regarding, like, Balon's first rebellion, but, like, later. We'll do that later. There's too much to get through. Okay. Do we have
Don't ask me what a
predictions?
king's mood is.
No.
I don't know what a king's mood is.
Like it says, like, choose our king.
But, like, how? I don't know.
In the dawn of days, the Ironborn chose their own kings, raising up the worthiest amongst them. That sounds like, let's vote on the best one to me.
I think I just assumed, because they're, like, the Ironborn, I thought it was, like, it was gonna be more, like...
It's an applause meter. They're gonna go and perform some karaoke, and whoever gets the loudest applause is king.
That's so funny. No, I guess I just want to know, like, what they're like, what are you gonna do, you know?
So they're gonna be like, okay, candidates,
okay,
nominate yourself, now go campaign, now there's a vote, now you are king. Like, that's how elections work. No, I
get that, but I don't know. I think just, like, because he's so, like, let God choose, I just thought it would be more, like, ritualistic than, like, a democracy. That's what I'm confused about. Like, this,
yeah,
just
but maybe,
his
like,
whole
Euron
vibe, like,
is, like, one of those, whatchamacallits, like, if I don't get this word, it's gonna bother me for days, so let me think. He's like a lobby group, and he's gonna lobby for the godliest man. Right. And that is his way of, like, intervening, letting God choose. Yeah, but maybe there is more to it. But, like, from the way, like, the Ironborn chose their own kings the old way. Like, that's what it says.
Right. Okay, I think I just overthink everything in this series now.
I think also this is, like, a last-ditch effort, because otherwise Euron is king. Like, he can't allow that, Yeah. Or any other, like, or if he goes with the laws of the Greenlands, Asha is queen, and he can't allow that either. So he's like, okay, the only way I'm gonna get my man Victarion on the throne is if we have a vote, and, like, none of the other things count,
Yeah. But couldn't he just, like, get Victarion to, like, fight? Or is he, like, he's too, like, he won't?
But, like,
because
then
of
there's
older brother
like,
stuff?
there's not enough, like all the things, there's the elder brother thing, the Asha's claim thing, they don't get thrown out the window the same way they would if they just took a vote,
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, okay, because I guess I'm just thinking, like, like, people do value the prophet's opinion, like, a lot, and, like, people are religious. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'm just thinking, like, because Asha's claim is, like, hey, this is what Balon wanted, and, like, I'm the heir.
Yeah.
By green laws,
well,
right?
We haven't heard her platform yet, like...
Right, but that's what we, like, would assume her platform would be.
Yeah.
And then with the other guy, it's like, well, I'm the oldest surviving brother.
Yeah. And cool,
and then with
or
him,
dangerous or something. I don't know.
yeah. And what he has going against him is the whole exile thing, and whatever shit he did.
There's lots of potential for some hate ads there.
Yeah. Like, also, okay, sorry, completely sidetrack. We'll come back. What could he? I think I'm confused about what he could have done that wouldn't have gotten him killed, drowned, like, murdered, but sent away. That's a weird punishment for the Ironborn. At least, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like, why send him away? What was, like, did he have something over them? Like, was there a reason he wasn't just killed,
I don't know either. We don't. Maybe, like, it wasn't bad enough in Balon's eyes to, like, be killed over, but bad enough that he couldn't be around, like...
Okay, yeah, I guess. It just feels weird. Anyway, but coming back, so that's what he has against him and for him. And then what Asha has against her is literally just, like, the being a girl thing. Which is, I guess here is, like, a super big thing, but it's the one thing. And then, because as we know, like, she's capable. She led, like, her whole fleet and shit. And then
Victarion.
what's his face? Victarion. Is yeah, because
he doesn't like have a claim otherwise, but he is the captain of
he doesn't
their,
have a claim.
fleet, so he's
And Aeron even says that he is the strongest brother, even over like Balon. He's like he was the strongest.
Sure.
So
I don't know if he means that like physically or like.
I think that's what he means.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So like if they have to wrestle it out, he might win.
Yeah, sure. So okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to compartmentalize what's happening and like who's where. Okay.
So say those are the candidates. Who wins?
Victarion? Yeah, because I think the religious endorsement, the not being sent away by the guy who led us to greatness,
right, and being a man,
he checks
all the boxes.
He checks all the boxes. It just, I don't know. I think it makes sense.
Yeah,
but also, I don't trust Euron to just kind of like be okay with that and be like, "Oh, may the best candidate win," you know? Like I don't trust him to be
like that.
I don't know, okay? I don't really trust him to like give in to that. So I think it would be like a Victarion wins, Euron pulls some shit and wins anyway, like, you know?
So
something
which
like
one
that.
Are you going with?
Victarion.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Moveth on. I think that's the only, like... Okay, wait, no, I guess, okay. Say Victarion wins, what does Asha do? What does Euron do? What does Damphair do? Like, give me a real quick...
If who wins?
Like, if Victarion wins, like you predicted.
Okay. Victarion wins,
like,
Asha...
Euron picks his chip and, like, goes back to the other side of the world, like, what...
Maybe he tries to kill Euron?
Euron tries to kill Victarion?
Yeah, right. Yes. Or maybe he... Okay, but, like, faceless men are expensive, and ours went across the world now.
Yeah, which makes me think, what did he pay? Like, where? How much money? Or, like, other things?
Yeah, like, he was sent away. Where was he making money? What was he doing all these years? I don't know. I think, I think Asha will... Like, I don't know what Asha would do, because, like, the king's... It's like, if you lose an election, it's not like... You can't just be like, void, like, you know?
Right. So she's no longer in power. What does she do?
I guess, like, try to get, like, the next best position she can.
Okay.
I think.
Marry her uncle. Be his queen.
Oh, God. I guess she could. Eek.
The fact that even comes to my head. So unfortunate. So unfortunate. But you'll...
It's okay.
I don't want to say anything. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I think. Aeron will be like, I'm the fucking prophet and I did this shit, yo. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can't think of anything else to predict on. So let's just move on.
That's okay, let's move on. Let's do it.
So, the captain of the guards. Oh my god, so many chapters. Not so many chapters, but so many words. Okay, so we open scene. Arya Hota is hanging out with Doran Martell, the prince in charge of Dorne, and we find out that Doran is unwell. He uses a wheelchair, and it's because of his gout, which is real bad, and he can't, like, he can barely function, and even just sitting there is painful, which reading it was painful.
Reading it was painful. I was like, man, this dude.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, chronic pains just sucks. So, he's hanging out at the water gardens, watching some kids splashing about in the water, and there's orange tree, and the oranges are so ripe that they're just like pluck, pluck, falling like on the floor like every few minutes.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, pick those oranges, y'all. Like,
yeah. I'm hungry. Eat them. Like, yeah.
So, because now if there's a mess, you gotta clean that up, and the orange is no use because it's like splattered. Like, let's get on it. So anyway,
yeah.
So
but there's not a lot of people here, so it's not.
But they've got to have one servant who's available to do this.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, people aren't like paying attention to a lot of these things because it's, you know, because there's just like a few people and they're just doing, you know?
It's a very peaceful villa by the sea vibe, which like, yeah, that sounds really nice. This is probably the nicest sounding place in Westeros that we have ever visited.
Yeah, like,
right?
Everything's like pink marble, and you're like, pink marble?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I kind of get why I think back when it was like, where would you want to live? I was like, maybe Dorne. I would want to hang out at the water gardens. Like, why not?
Yeah.
It's basically like an all-inclusive resort. Just
yeah. Also escape, like, the winter and shit. Yeah, let's do it.
So, Arya Hota hears, like, somebody walking on, and he can tell by the stride that it's Obara Sand, the eldest of the Sand Snakes, who are Oberyn's daughters. There's 8 of them. There's 4 elder ones that are, like, adults, and then there's 4 that are kids that are Illaria's kids as well, and Ilaria is Oberyn's paramour. Just painting a little family tree there. But the 4 eldest ones all have different mothers. And Obara's mother was a sex worker in Old Town. And Obara hates Old Town. Like, it says, that's like her. And she's like, she's got a long, hasty, and angry stride. And she's always in a hurry. And she is chasing after something she can never catch, the prince had told his daughter once in the captain's hearing. This is a thing that happens like a couple times this chapter where like he's like, I heard the prince say this to his daughter. I heard the prince say this to his daughter. Like,
I mean, he's also obsessed with the prince's daughter, so it makes sense that he's gonna remember every
like,
single
my
thing.
Little princess or something.
Yeah.
Which is cute. And okay, I'm going all over the place, but we learned that Arya Hota came over from Norvos, right? Norvos.
Yeah.
With his princess, who eventually married Doran. So, like, Ariane's mother. So she is dead, but, like, Ariane is, like, a memory of her or something. You know, like, that's, like, another thing. Like, if you devote your life to somebody and then you, like, see their kid, see them and their kid, that's, like, gonna cause affection.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Obara is in a hurry. And that's just her general vibe, which sounds so stressful.
Oh my god.
And she's very overt. This is like all the 3 sand snakes that we meet have these like defining characteristics, and like the first one we meet is like very like in your face, and then the last one is like very reserved, but like maybe the most dangerous of them all, you know?
Sneak attack.
Yeah, exactly. So she's the eldest, and she wears she wears she uses her weapons of choice are a whip, a shield, and a spear. Those are her like go-tos. So she wants to talk to Oberyn. No, not Oberyn. Oh no, of course everybody wants to talk to Oberyn. She wants to talk to Doran, and Arya Hota won't let her until finally Doran's like, let her through, I will do this. And she comes in and she's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's what everybody wants to know. Everybody is roiling with rage because my dad is dead and the Lannisters killed him. And what are you going to do about it? Doran is like, well, he wasn't murdered because it wasn't a trial by combat, which is totally legal. So I'm just waiting for Tywin to send me the Mountain's Head and we'll be all square. Like, it's all good. Yeah, she's basically like, if you were half the man my father was, and he's like, well, I'm not your dad. And she's like, yeah, I can tell. And he's like, well, you want me to go to war? And she's like, yeah, doy. Let's go to Old Town, the town I hate, just for cuz. Let's go to Old Town and burn it down.
Yeah. like
that's the opposite direction
do with
of King's
anything.
Landing, but like, sure.
Yeah, nothing to do with anything, but let's do that first.
Yeah, she's basically just bloodthirsty, and she's willing to, like, have any blood to quench her bloodthirst. Okay, why? Sometimes I have to ask my mouth the things it says. Why?
Obara the vampire confirmed.
Yeah, basically she's like, yeah, so I don't want the mountain's head. I want Tywin's head. So let me kill him. And I'll make him sing the Rains of Castamere as I pull his bowels and look for gold. And I was like, Tyrion already beat you to that.
Yeah, literally.
So she's so worked up that Doran has to be like, look, I command you to look at these kids hanging out in the sun and see those kids playing like chicken in the pool. Like, your dad would do that, and he would often topple kids much bigger than him. And he said he was going to do it one last time in King's Landing, and that's the only reason I let him go, except he failed. So...
And you're saying all this shit, and...
Yeah, like, it was his choice to do this. Like, just calm down. Like, I'm working on it. I'm writing letters and shit. And then she goes into, like, the story of probably my least favorite thing about Oberyn, because, like, everything else is probably my favorite about Oberyn.
Yeah.
But he showed up to wherever her mother was in Old Town, and so, okay, first off, let's do some math here, right? Like, Doran is 52. It says there. He's 52. Oberyn was 10 years younger. Obara is 28. How old does that make Oberyn when he had Obara? 14. He would be 14 when she was born. So, okay, I get it.
God.
Like, kids be having sex, I know. But also, so he had sex with somebody when he was 13, 14. Fine, that's, like, believable. But then he went back, remembered this instance, and also, like the mother said, like, I'm a sex worker, she could be anybody's. How does he know for sure that it's Obara? Like, his proof is that she chooses the weapon, like the spear over her mother's chosen weapon of tears, whatever, which is real sexist and gross.
That was fucked up.
Yeah, but, you know, like, okay, you're 13, 14 years old, you have sex with somebody, Obara has to be able to pick up that spear, so, like, 4 or 5 years later, you go in and you're like, that's my kid? Like, how do you know?
I don't know. This was weird. I was like, this is such
I'm not actually, like, doubting that she's Oberyn's daughter. I actually believe she is. I just want to know how.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Like, how did he know to go back and get her, you know?
I don't know.
But maybe this was, like, when he was hanging out in Old Town and he saw Obara and was like, she looks like me. And I remember having sex here once. Like, I don't know. Maybe he did some deductive reasoning. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I have no idea. Cause then he also would have had to know that, like, she got pregnant because of that, too.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a lot, I don't know, it feels like kind of like a plot hole.
Yeah, like, I want there to be, like, he invented the first DNA testing in Westeros.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, no, it does feel very incomplete and random.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. This part I really dislike, and I love everything else about Oberyn. Watch me be wrong about that and find out that there's another thing that I dislike about him. Like, at this moment, from what I can remember, I don't like this. Because Obara turns on her mother and is like, she picks up the spear and they leave. And then her mother drinks herself to death within a year. And that she died weeping. Which Obara's like, see, her tears couldn't save her. Which we're like, oh my god, her kid was torn from her. Like, what?
Yeah, literally. Yeah,
it's just not a point of pride that you're making it out to be. Like,
I know, yeah. Like, it's supposed to, it also just sucks, because it's like, just with, like, the general treatment of women in the series, it's like, we're introduced to her, and, like, instantly we're like, oh my god, she's, like, she's supposed to be this, like, person that we're, like, scared of, because she's, like, capable, you know, whatever, and we're like, oh my god, she's so cool. But then instantly they, like, ruin that. They're like, oh, she actually, do you know what I mean? It's like, we get this character who's, like, this, like, strong woman, and then they, like, instantly fuck that up with, like, oh no,
this is
everybody
like the
here
I
has
can
this
only
internalized
be strong
shit.
if I don't feel emotions thing.
Yeah,
like,
I'm only this strong, capable woman because I rejected
Yeah.
that, like,
and
womanhood.
and,
Like,
like-
I refused to use tears. I refused my mother. Like, that's... And it doesn't sit right with me. I'm like,
Yeah.
as soon as we meet you, and
all
it's
of
like...
this is just... I think
Yeah.
George R. R.
Why
Martin
did
was,
we
like,
need
trying
this?
real hard to make her, like, hard. And then, like...
Yeah, but there's a lot of other ways to do that.
I know. Like, the other sand snakes we meet, Oberyn also raised them, and they don't seem to have this weird complex.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like, they make her unlikable.
Yeah.
But not in, like, a, oh, she sucks way, but in, like, a...
Your backstory sucks, girl, kind of way.
Yeah. In, like, a, okay, this is, like, uncomfortable. Like, it's not even that I hate you as a character, it's just that I kind of feel bad for you, because this is what you think, you know?
Yeah, it's... Yeah. So, I hate this, and I'm gonna move on from it.
Yeah, I don't like it.
So he's like, okay, you asked me for war. Oh, she's like, yeah, and I want to use that spear that my father handed me. I ask no more. And he's like, okay, it's a deal to ask. I shall sleep on it. And she's like, well, you've already slept a lot. But he's like, fine, I will just send word to you at Sunspear. Get out of here. She leaves. And, you know, the maester checks in on the prince. And he's like, does it hurt? And he's like, does the sun feel hot? Like, it always hurts. Like, you know?
Oh my
It's like,
god.
do pigs fly? No, that's the opposite. What's the... Do pigs not fly?
Oh my god. Sure, yes.
They're then talking, the maester and the prince, and it's like, okay, so is it okay to let Obara return to Sunspear on her own? She's gonna rile the people up, and it's not cool.
Yeah.
And Doran is like, you're right. I should go as well. So, prepare my litter for first thing in the morning, which becomes not first thing in the morning very quickly.
Ambitious king.
Yeah, and he hasn't been in Sunspear, which is like their capital, in a while, even though the water gardens are only like 3 leagues, which I don't know how many kilometers or miles that is, but like not that far, you know?
Yeah,
And-
they get there pretty quickly.
Exactly. But like obviously travel for him is very difficult. But the reason he hasn't been in Sunspear is because his condition has worsened so much that like if people saw him like that, like his enemies might be like, oh, he's weak, we can get him.
Yeah.
And specifically the maester points out that like Marcella's there and Eris Oakheart is there, and he writes to Cersei with all that info, and if Cersei knows you're weak, then extra problems, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And this is when, like, Arya Hota starts thinking about Eris Oakheart. And he's like, we're kind of similar. Like, he came with his princess, I came with my princess. Except he is still a Knight of the Seven, like the Kingsguard, but I left my bearded priests behind.
Yeah.
And he says he felt a certain sadness whenever he saw the man in the long snowy cloak. One day, he sensed, the two of them would fight. On that day, Oakheart would die. Like, he says it very matter of fact. He's not, like, bragging, but he's just got this, like, gut feeling that they're gonna fight sometime.
Yeah.
Do you think that's gonna happen?
Maybe.
That's
yeah.
an interesting, like, premonition to have, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It
like,
was
he doesn't
weird.
say, I hate this guy, I hate his guts, and I'm gonna kill him someday. Like, he's just like, I actually
think
feel
we're gonna have to
sad about
fight.
the fact that I feel like I'm gonna have to kill him.
Yeah, I think it's also just like, because he talks about a few times, like he kind of mentions like, you know, I've been here for a bit, but I'm still like this isn't really like he still feels very unfamiliar with everything and like that sort of thing. So I think he's also just like evaluating Eris a lot more because of that too, because he's kind of just like, oh yeah, like these people who are coming from somewhere else, like even though obviously it's not as drastic as him. So I think he's also just like extra thinking about him a lot more because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is, you're right, it is a weird thing to look at someone and be like that. But I think it's also like, I think even just like with some of his thoughts, like with, what was her name? Obara. Even with Obara, like as he's kind of stopping her from coming in, like he's like, you know, the prince is busy, like don't come in. Like I think he's just very like, he's very like fight oriented, so maybe that's also why he's like, maybe that's just how he like thinks of the world.
Well, he's very defense oriented. Serve,
Well, yeah,
obey, protect.
Yeah. He's very, like, defense-oriented, so I think he's kind of just, like, he's maybe, like, kind of always out on the lookout and thinking about that.
And like, if there's going to be conflict, likely Lannister-related conflicts, he's very reasonable.
Yeah, so I think he's just kind of always keeping an eye out for what's going on, because he's very committed to his job, like, you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're hanging out, and, like, I don't know what else to call it. Like, the prince is just still sitting there watching the kids. Which, okay, so he asks him, do you have any siblings? And we find out, yes, they had Hota had siblings, but that was, like, he was the youngest, but also he was the biggest and would eat a lot, and, like, soon outgrew his clothes. Small wonder they had sold him to the bearded priest, so yay, not yay at all.
That
slavery.
sucks. Yeah.
Like, he just reveals a bunch of, like, intense trauma type shit real casually here.
Yeah, I think that's probably also his, like, not obsession, but, like, his commitment to the job, too, because it's kind of like, I mean, he was sold into it. It's like his only thing now, so it's what he does.
Yeah.
So that's just how he sees the world, like, potential threat. Like, even the fact that he was able to recognize Obara's, like, footsteps. Like, I know, like, Obara does seem like a very, like, characteristic person who, like,
but he's also
anyone
very
would probably recognize.
Everyone. And
yeah, so I think he just is, he's like, kind of like a soldier in that way. Yeah,
definitely.
Traumatized homie. So bearded priests, what is this?
I don't know, but it's the, whatever kind of...
Because, wait, so we know Doran's wife is from...
I don't think it's confirmed, but I'm just telling you, because it's not that important, because he says, I came with a princess, and, like,
right.
that kind of thing. Doran's wife was Norbosi. It's not a big deal, so I'm just telling you. I think it might even say, like, in the appendix. But, so then Doran talks about his siblings, and he's the oldest. He had a couple of brothers that died as infants. It wasn't until he was 9 years old that Elia was born, prematurely. So we've kind of heard that she wasn't, like, the healthiest person around. Like, she was always a little bit, I don't know, sickly, or I don't know what the word is,
Yeah.
So, like, it kind of began with birth. And then a year later, Oberyn was born, and that's their whole story.
Right. Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that. They'd always be like, Elia was sickly. We don't know if she could give him the third dragon. That's right.
Yeah,
because they were like, that's why he went to Lyanna.
Yeah, which is fucked up. But...
Got it.
Yeah. Somebody, I think in Discord, was like, oh yeah, his wife could, fulfill his, like, prophecy. So he then went and seduced a 13-year-old, or, like, 16. I don't know how old she was. Like, teenager, basically.
Oh my god.
So yeah, definitely questionable, but, like, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about Oberyn. So Doran is like, yeah, they're all dead now, and here I am, the eldest, and it sucks. And Hota's like, I don't know what to do. Like, what I learned is to serve and obey and protect. I didn't learn this, like, emotional navigation shit. Like, grief counseling.
Yeah.
So they're just, hanging out in silence. And he's watching the kids, but then the kids go back, and then he's just, like, watching the sea and all of that. And finally has a little bit of dinner and some wine, and finally falls asleep in his chair, still in that same spot, which is is not out of the ordinary for him. Clearly he finds escapism in watching these kids having fun, because he can't have fun, which really sucks.
Yeah.
He goes and takes Doran to bed, and that's great. Then he goes to his own room, which is right next to the Doran's, and he, sharpens his blade like he does every night, and then he goes to sleep. This is where we learn about his brand, the axe brand on his chest. He was branded when he was sold, which, yikes.
Holy shit.
So it's the next morning, and Arya Hota's, like, already out, down, and, like, getting everything ready, and but the prince is like bathing and getting ready and then having breakfast and then saying goodbye to all the kids and like
Oh.
it's like a whole thing, and it's
Yeah.
midday before they actually leave.
Oh god.
And like Aryahota's like, yeah, we're good.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Exactly. This is not a surprise. So
Yeah.
they're on their way when Lady Nymeria Sand, catches up with them. And she is the second eldest Sand Snake, and she is the daughter of one of the nobles of Volantis. Like, her mother was a noblewoman of Volantis. And she is subtler than Obara.
Yeah.
She's got these, like, long flowing clothes and stuff, and, you know, Hota mentions she for sure has weapons on her. She just knows how to conceal them.
Ooh.
So, who knows what's in all those layers of clothing, you know?
So true.
And she pulls up next to them and is like, hey, so funny to run into you all of a sudden. Like,
wow.
Wasn't
What a
totally
small
planned.
world.
Yeah. So she's like, can I hang out with you while we ride to Sunspear? And Dorn has to be like, yeah, that'd be great.
I would love that.
Once again, she brings up her father. He was killed. And Doran is like, yeah, well, Tywin is gonna give us the Mountain's Head. And then this is where it's revealed that she got a letter from one of the Dornishmen in King's Landing that her father nicked. It says tickled the mountain more than once, meaning like he cut him, and everybody knows that Oberyn poisons his thing. So I think Gregor is good as dead, so us getting his head means nothing because my father already killed him. Right?
Yep.
Cool. So then, you know, the prince is like, okay, then what do you want from me? Obara wants me to go to war. And Nymeria is like, yeah, she wants to set the torch to Old Town. She hates that city as much as her little sister loves it. I love that that's a characteristic of Obara, is that she hates Old Town. Like, I get it that it's the, like, she hates her background and her mother and all of that.
Yeah.
But, like, everything about her revolves around Old Town. Like, want to get back at the Lannisters? Go to Old Town. Want to get back at the Starks? Go to Old Town. Like,
true. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And then she's like, okay, I don't want to go to war. I think 4 deaths should do it for me. We should kill, you know, the Lannister twins, and then also obviously Tywin, and then finally the new king, and we will be even. And Dorne's like, well, the kid has never done anything wrong. And she's like, well, maybe not, but we can... Is this where she says it? Does somebody suggest making Marcella queen? Is that...
That's the last one.
Okay.
That's the last sister who does that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lady Nym is basically like, let me kill these 4 guys, 4 people, and then I'm okay. That's her deal. And Dorne's like, Oberyn wasn't murdered. He died during single combat, and I told him not to pull some shit. I told him to just go and take a look around, you know, judge their strengths and weaknesses, find us some allies, and don't provoke Tywin unduly. To which Oberyn said, when have I ever provoked any man unduly?
Oh my god.
Yeah. You would do better to warn the Lannisters against provoking me. Yeah. And Doran's whole thing is like, he wanted justice for Elia and he just would not wait, which is like, okay, so he couldn't wait, but what's your plan, dude?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he did wait for 10 and 7 years. And Nymeria is like, well, I'm not going to wait for 17 years, so let me know what you think about my plan. So then she rides off. That's the whole thing. Then they arrive in Sunspear. And it's like, the city has kind of emerged in these like 3 walls around the castle. Like, so there's the main castle, and then there's like everything like leaning against that wall, and then like people built up another layer, and then there's like stuff leaning against that wall. There's basically 3 doors to get into the city. And I want to see a map of the city is what I'm saying. And it's not like much of a city, but it's the closest thing to a city that Dorne has, according to Hota. So they pass through their 3 gates, and immediately, first off, the gates have open because Nymeria told everybody that they were coming, and then also everybody's ready to riot, basically. They're like, kill the Lannisters, vengeance for the Viper, just all the, you know, they really have been stirred to a boil. And like, it's clear that people loved Oberyn. I mean, how could you not if you didn't know about Obara's history, especially? But yeah, just like he was a well-loved character, and also the Sand Snakes have a lot of influence, and they're like, let's go get this shit done. And Oberyn is very clearly not a man of action. I don't know how else to say it, but like
Doran,
yeah. Who did I say?
Oberyn.
Oh, okay.
I was like, Oberyn is everything.
Okay, I'm doing your Euron, Victarion.
Yeah. Too many names, man. There's too many people.
Yeah, Doran is not a man of action, and people want action. So, yeah, they're throwing like stuff at him, and this at one point this kid comes up and he's about to throw an orange, and then Hota just looks at him and the kid drops it and runs away. That
was kind of funny.
Oh no, it's a pomegranate. Sorry.
Yeah, that was funny. I enjoyed that.
So then, okay, they finally get behind the gates of the castle, and half the court is there. And Arianne comes up to greet them, and she's like super pretty and like short and like got this like long flowing hair and looks a lot like her mother, apparently. Because we don't know her mother, but like that's what Hota says.
He describes her as having a woman's body underneath the loose layers of clothing, and I just was like, stop.
Yeah, it is weird that he's like, she's got them curves, because like, dude, you're like an uncle. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just saying I'm gonna keep a lookout on this, like, because I haven't decided yet if his weird like obsession with Arianne is cute or weird. So
I choose to see it as like a fatherly thing and not as a weird thing. Similar to how I choose to see Doran watching those kids as looking back on good old days and not as a weird old man watching naked children thing. Like,
right, yeah.
I'm choosing optimism today.
I know, but Doran doesn't make comments about like, ooh, wow, look at their naked butts, like, or anything, you know?
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna chalk
I don't
this
know.
off
I'm not
as,
saying
like...
anything. I'm not saying anything either way. I think I'm just...
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I'm living in ignorance. Not even in ignorance, in like explicit...
optimism.
Like, I'm blocking that offness, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Total tunnel vision.
Yeah.
I think I'm just... This series... And every old man being weird has just, like, ruined me.
Yeah, well, George R. R. Martin's a weird old man, so what you gonna do? I would love for, like, you know what? We should, like, just as a side project, just go through and, like, type out the entire book, but, like, take out all the bad stuff.
As a side project?
Yeah.
That would become a full-time job.
I know it would be a full-time job, but, like... Then we could have, like, a version of the books we could read and not cringe. Like, who doesn't love that?
That's funny. Unfortunately, it's enough of a plot point that we wouldn't be able to do that without...
Like, the books have so much good plot, so many good characters, but then just, like, really bad description sometimes, you know?
I know, yeah.
Okay.
I know.
So...
It's okay. Anyway, I just wanted to point it out in case it became a thing.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she greets him and she's like, Sunspear rejoices at your return. And he's like, yeah, I heard the joy.
I love Arian. She's just like, yeah, Dad. And he's like, okay, God, like,
yeah, she's like, we got a party planned and like, we got shit to do. Not shit to do, but like, let's hang out. And he's like,
Yeah.
I already know that Lady Tyene is like, he immediately
Gonna
asks,
be
where is
here,
she?
yeah.
Like, he
Yeah.
knows she's gonna be around.
Yeah.
So she's in the throne room and wants a private word, and he's like, let's get it over with, because then the sooner I do that, the sooner I can rest.
Yeah.
So Hota carries him up the tower to the room, and it's like this really beautiful room with like the two chairs of like the Martell guy and Nymeria, the queen, and like their emblems, and you know, and then it's got this like, whatchamacallit, stained glass, and there's like a cool sunsetty effect. It's just, it's a beautiful area.
It looks cool.
And then Tyene is sitting there, and she's also like golden haired and like blue eyed, and like she basically looks like one of those Disney princesses.
Yeah.
And she is like doing some embroidery, and she's got a pair of golden needles, which may become relevant in a minute. So yeah, like her eyes are black, but Hota notices that they're still like Oberyn's eyes, though. The color doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And so Oberyn gets seated, and Tyene's like, oh my god, how are you? Like, she's doing the pleasantries. And her mother, we learn, was a septa. And she has an air of almost otherworldly innocence about her. And
yeah.
her clothing is like very delicate and like very form fittings. So you would be like, there can't be any weapons there. But Hota is like, she is just as dangerous, if not more so, than any of her siblings. So
yeah,
better watch out.
Better watch out.
So she like shows him the embroidery, like, I made this for you, it's a picture of her dad, and so you don't forget him. And he's like, well, I'm not likely to. And she's like, I'm glad to hear that. Many have wondered. And of course Oberyn begins with the Tywin has promised us the mountain's head, and she's like, he is so kind, but I think he is going to be killed by the long, slow poisoning that my father gave him. So she here knows the exact poison. Like, you know,
yeah.
Like, each progressive, like, Satin Snake we've met has, like, more and more information, and she knows the exact poison he used, and she's like, it's gonna be slow and agonizing. We might even hear him screaming down here in Dorne.
Oh my god.
So Doran's like, okay, so Obara wants me to go to war, and Nymeria wants just a little bit of murder. What do you want? And she's like, well, I want war, but not like Obara wants war. I don't want to go to them. That's so much work. Let them come to us. Let's crown Marcella the queen as per Dornish law, and then they're going to have to come and fight us, and then we will kill them. I don't know why I got that weird voice.
Oh my god.
I'm delirious. A little bit.
Oh my.
I am like hungry even though I had dinner. Okay. Oh yeah. Marcella's made to be queen just like her mother. And it'll be great. And you know, Dorne's like, well, that's Dornish law. And then her logic is, well, she is in Dorne.
Can't argue with that.
Exactly. I do love that. It would be, I mean, that's the thing that Oberyn also suggested, right?
Yeah.
Like to Tyrion when he was like, coming out with us and we'll crown Marcella.
Yeah.
And so, and also Tyene knows the poison he used, so were they closer than the other siblings? I don't know. Or maybe she's the one he did his colluding with, and then, like, the Obara is the one he did his, like, fight practicing with. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's true. I don't know.
It's just interesting. So, he's like, okay, I will think about it. She's like, you think too much. And he's like, Oberyn thought too little. And he's like, and she's like, well, some men think because they're afraid to do. And he's like, there's a difference between fear and caution. And then she's like, oh, I must pray I never see you frightened. I think you might forget to breathe, because if this is you just practicing caution, then I don't know what fear will look like.
Oh my god. Sassy.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you think? Do you think he is cautious or is he afraid? What is his plan? Like, why? He's like, he just needs patience. Like, okay, say we have patience. 10 years down the road, what happens?
I don't know. I think he's really jaded. I think he's one of those like where you criticize everybody else's plans, but you don't come up with one on your own. Where you're like, okay, well, we can't do that because here's what we can't do that because like I think he's probably fearful too because he's grieved so much and lost so much. But I do think that he really does believe that he's just being extra cautious because he's just very much like he looks at everyone else's plans and he's like, okay, well, no, we can't do that because A, we can't do that because B, but he then isn't like acting. So I think like, how Robert, like when he was king, wouldn't like do shit, but it was because he didn't care. Like he gave up trying after like the first couple years or whatever it was. I feel like Doran's kind of the opposite, but the same, where he doesn't like do anything about it, but he is still like, I think he really still is like trying to. So
he ain't got a plan, but he has flaws that he finds in everybody else's plan.
Yeah, like I think he just like overthinks and then never ends up actually doing anything because he's like trying to make the perfect plan.
What? That's so unfamiliar. I would know nothing about that.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like he's so like, so I think like he thinks he's gonna do something and like, like it'll happen, but everyone else knows that like it just might not because he's just gonna dismiss everything else. So how's he gonna think of something like that he hasn't before,
Yes.
Yeah.
Like everybody's opinion about him is pretty correct and he needs to get on with it or step down and let somebody else get on with it. What is like,
what's my take?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like it's tough because I get it from both sides. And I don't agree with him not doing anything, but I also like I do
you think
get
any
it.
of these plans are good?
I like the third plan.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. I think burning down Old Town just 'cause. Don't think that's a good idea. I think that's terrible. That's a terrible idea. I think killing their whole problem, the reason they're having to get this revenge is because Elia was unfairly killed. And now you're gonna unfairly kill
Tommen.
Other people to make up for it. So the second plan doesn't sit right with me. But the third plan,
where people will get killed due to war, is okay.
War is we're going towards war no matter what. Like
I'm just being difficult.
Yeah, you are. So I think the third plan is a slightly more ethical way to do it. And I think it's also because it doesn't have to be war. It's like the Lannisters could just
down and like
exactly the Lannisters could just take it. So at the end of the day, yeah, I don't know. So I agree with like the cunning, like, wow, we're just crowning Myrcella because Joffrey's dead, right? Yeah, because I also do agree with like, because I don't know if getting revenge, like I get Doran's whole thing of like, okay, but Oberyn literally did this. Like, he has agency. This was his decision. He did all of these things. So I think taking that into consideration, I also like that plan because it's not totally about getting revenge for Oberyn. It's almost just like being opportunistic. Like, we have Myrcella, let's become like the leaders or whatever. Yeah, so I think maybe the third plan, maybe some other way to get Elia's revenge. Yeah, but I definitely don't agree with the other things. What about you? What do you think he should do?
Really, I already know what I think he should do.
Yeah, what do you think
Okay,
he should do
putting him-
with this
putting-
information?
I know. I think, okay, it's really hard to, like, unknow things. Because I know things.
Really?
I think they need to just wait on it. Like, not wait like Doran, like, knowing what I know about what's going on in King's Landing vis-a-vis Tywin being dead.
Right.
They need to wait for that before they make a plan.
Yeah. I think I agree with that too.
Okay.
Like, but what I just think, like, they can't know about that. Like, there's no way they would know about that.
They will know
Right
about
now?
it.
Right, but, like, they wouldn't have known that, like, Tyrion wasn't going to kill Tywin. So I think I just wouldn't blame them for not.
Yeah, and your
knowing that
theory
that would
was that
happen.
Tyrion's gonna end up in Dorne, so, like,
Yeah, so he can help
he
them.
might show up and then he might have, like, a, more brilliant plan.
I think so. I think as of right now, with the options presented, I would go with 3. Even over Doran's plan, because I think we're too far gone for Doran's plan.
To, like, wait and see kind of thing. What is Doran's plan?
Like at the end of the chapter, Doran's plan, where he's like, just gather him up, stop the revolution, basically.
Oh, so you think he shouldn't gather them up?
I don't think he should, because I think, like, they've already done what they needed to.
Like, they've already riled up the forces, right?
Yeah.
But they could still do shit.
Like, try to calm the fires and just... I know, but... Like, they could, but it just...
Like, they haven't taken any of the steps. Like, Obara hasn't ridden into Old Town and started burning it down. Like,
No, I know, but I'm just... I know what you're saying, but I just think, like... I guess unrelated to the planning, I just wish that Doran had the foresight to realize that this would happen. So, like, once he got the news, like, started kind of going into offense and, like...
And doing
like,
what?
Trying to, like, figure out people's pulse, like, figure out if anyone was... Because I think if he was a more proactive leader, he would know that, like, this, like, would happen, right? Because especially
that people
with, like...
would be mad. You keep saying this and that. Please
Yeah, that
specify.
people would be mad and, like, like, rallying up and, like, rioting. Like,
Right.
I think... Because especially with, like, Elia's stuff happening and, like, justice not fully being served for that, and now with Oberyn, like, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that this would happen. And I wish that Doran had been a more proactive leader, and I think no matter what he did, this still could have happened, but I think it would have been easier to stop if he'd gotten in there quicker rather than being, like, reactive.
And done what?
I don't know, but something, like,
Okay.
assured the people that he was gonna do something about it.
Okay.
Or, like, because right now, what it looks like is that he's been in the gardens, and his
Like,
brother
come to
died and he didn't
Sunspear
react to anything.
earlier and been, like,
Yeah.
looked like, oh,
do
he's taking
anything.
action. Okay.
Literally do... That's what I'm saying. The fact that he's done nothing, literally do anything.
I mean, he do be grieving for his brother.
Yes, but he's the prince of fucking Dorne. Like,
Okay.
at the end of the day, he's responsible. Like, I understand and I sympathize and everything sucks. However, this is your job, and if you can't do it, then you can't do it.
So you're saying step down, let somebody else take over?
But who would do that? I don't want any of the sisters.
Well, it would be his,
Get his
daughter, who's
But I don't know
probably
if she's
heir.
capable. I don't know her. All we know is that she was like, they're happy to see you. And he was like, no, they're not. That's all we know about her right now.
Okay.
But the thing is, okay, but I will give Doran this. I do like the advice that he was giving his daughter, like the
Throughout that
little
we got.
crumbs we were getting. And I do agree that he's one of those ones where I wish he was almost like an advisor instead of the one in charge. Because you know how I said he likes to critique and, like,
Mhm.
he's good at being like, well, that wouldn't work because this. And I do understand that he's being careful about, like, Tywin, because he also probably understands what Tywin is capable of. And he understands how much they've lost and how much they've suffered. And I get not wanting to get, like, worse in that. So I wish he was, like, almost like advisor to the king or something, you know, or not advisor to, like, the prince or something,
Yeah.
where, like,
Yeah, well, if his daughter takes over, then she can
and then
be
he
the one
can
in
be,
charge,
yeah,
and
100%,
he's
that would be great.
yeah.
Because I feel like he's not good at doing it, but he's good at, like, seeing the game and, like, what's going on. And I think he's so jaded that it's good for, like, being careful, you know?
Right. Makes sense. Okay, let's move on, please. That was so long conversation. Okay, Tyene is like, okay, I'll go then. Give me your blessing and I shall go. And she kneels down to like have him bless her, and he like hesitates for a second and then finally places his hand on her head, and then like she leaves. And then as soon as she leaves, the maester rushes over and is like examining Doran's hand and is like, okay, well, there's no scratches, so that's good.
I think they're just worried about poisoning.
Yeah.
With like her. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's got golden hair and golden needles. She could have hidden a couple of needles, which is intense.
Yeah, that's scary. That's so scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But, like, she didn't do anything, so... But I guess they're just not sure if she wouldn't do anything. So
Yeah.
Doran hangs out there for a bit.
I do really like this theme of, like, it, like, getting less, like, evident, like, the dangers getting less, like, obvious as we go, like, down the sister chain. And, like, they, you know what I mean? And they get, like, more sneaky and, like...
Yeah.
The last one, like, has, like, otherworldly innocence. Like, and meanwhile, we're literally, she's, like, talking about the poisons, and she's coming up with the most, like, eloquent plan. Like,
yeah.
Terrifying. Terrifying. Yeah.
It is interesting.
It's a good, see, George R. R. Martin is so good at writing when he's not being phobic of some sort.
Yeah. So, okay. Doran sits and thinks for a while. Then he asks Hota about his guards and whether there are loyal guards that he can rely on, and Hota's like, yep, I got him. What do you need me to do? And his plan is to gather up all the sand snakes and confine them so that they can't cause any more trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And Hota's like, all 8 of them, even the little ones? And Doran's like, well, they're not going to cause trouble, but somebody can use them to cause me trouble, so it's best to, like, keep them nearby.
That's what I'm saying. He's so smart when he's doing something.
Yeah. So, okay. And then he's like, yeah, get the little ones, but, like, make sure you get Taine, Nymeria, and Obara first. Like, they are top of the list. And then Hota asks about Sorella. She's a woman grown, almost 20. And, like, should I also gather her up? And apparently she's not in Dorne. There's naught I can do about Sorella, save pray that she shows more sense than her sisters. Leave her to her game. Any thoughts on this game?
So, like, where is
so
she?
She's not in Dorne. She has a game.
Really? I guess the game is like, oh, like, maybe she's just as bloodthirsty and we know she'll want revenge, but, like, the fact that she isn't here, like, asking about it. So maybe that's, like, the game is, like, you know, the reason she hasn't come back yet. But also, why isn't she here in the first place? Like, I don't know. I'm just assuming that the game is kind of, like, them describing, like, well, every other sister's here, making their, like, play, you know? And, like, this is, her game is, like, staying away, or maybe she's already, maybe she is even more dangerous because she's not even looking for his approval before enacting on her plans, you know?
Right. But it seems like she's, like, she's been gone for, like, longer than Oberyn's been dead, you know?
Yeah, that,
like, it's not
I'm
like
not
she
sure.
left when they heard news of him dying.
I'm not sure. I have no idea. I mean, we literally know nothing about her. Does the appendix say anything? Let me see.
No, don't look. Because I will tell you in a minute.
Okay.
Let's finish the last paragraph of the chapter, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Hota is like, people are gonna be mad to hear them be imprisoned. And Doran's like, I want them to be mad. I want Tywin to know that they're mad because I am loyal to the Lannisters.
Damn.
Yeah.
What spell did Tywin put on him?
The fear spell, the Reigns of Castamere spell.
I think now, okay, I feel like we have even more context for how this alliance even happened. Now having met Doran, do you know what I mean? Because before, I remember, like, when Tyrion was like, this is what we're gonna do with Myrcella, it was kind of like, oh, okay, I guess, you know? So maybe Doran's always been this way, and, like, people knows he's gonna, like, just, you know?
Yeah, I didn't hear any of that, because I was thinking of something else, I'm so sorry.
Rude.
But I'm gonna assume you said something smart, so voila. No, voila? Why am I saying voila? You're the one who did... Bravo, that's the one.
Not voila.
I am hungry and tired and
all right.
just weird. I am weird. It's what
you are.
I be. Thank
you are weird.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna spoil you on a theory, but who
Yay.
cares? Because I wanna. So,
Okay.
why don't you write out Sorella for me?
Sorella?
Yeah, like the sand snake. Sorella Sand. That's a really nice name, actually. It flows.
Sorella. How do I spell that?
Sarella.
Sarella. Okay.
Now write it backwards.
Alaris! What? Wait, what? Huh? Okay, wait. He like shoots arrows. I'm like trying to remember
half
like
Dornish, half Summer Islander. He says, "I'm not a lord's son because I am a prince's daughter." He doesn't say that part, but you know.
Wait. Oh my
Lady
God.
Nim talks about how Obara hates Old Town just as much as our younger sister loves it, and her game is, you know, pretending to be a guy to get into the Citadel.
Oh my God.
Is your mind blown or what?
Yes.
Okay, there's so much shit like this in this book, and I just love it, right?
What? I feel so... Wow. What, was I supposed to catch that?
No, not necessarily, but like people put
That's
it together with
crazy.
the evidence you have. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my God. Huh. Wait, that's so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm writing all this down. One sec. Wait, because we know that Alaris is half Dornish. And what was his other half?
Half Summer Islander. And
okay.
I think in the appendix of this book it just says that her mother is like the captain of some kind of ship, but I can tell you that it's a Summer Islander. Her mother is a Summer Islander.
Okay.
I mean, I shouldn't tell you, but I'm telling you, so who cares?
Oh my God. Oh my God. So, okay. So if she is him, he is her. Okay, wait. Do we know that he's also almost 20?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Oh my God. So she's Oberyn's kid, but she's a nerd.
Oberyn went to the Citadel, excuse you.
Really?
He studied poisons at the Citadel. We literally...
Oh my God. Okay, my mind is blown. What? Is there more evidence for this theory that we know?
Like, Oberyn teaches all his daughters, like, weaponry, and she's skilled with a bow, like, you know? And, like, her description, she's got, like, all of Oberyn's features, like the widow's peak and the eyes and the hair and everything.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, cool, isn't it? Don't you love this book already?
That's great. I like that. That's cool. I like that theory. Oh my God. What? Huh. I'm still, like, reeling. Whoa.
And who doesn't love a little gender-bending character, you know?
Yeah. Slay.
Okay, so is he going to be successful in rounding up all the sand snakes, minus Sorella? It's yes, no.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so people get mad, but okay, I don't want to get back into this, but like, you were talking about how he should have like seen people's rage, and here he is like purposely invoking people's rage so that the word gets to Tywin. So maybe he did foresee it and he let it happen because it like was useful to him in this way. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Moving on.
Okay.
It just needed to be said so that we can move on. Are any of these plans going to be enacted to any degree by any character? I'm just gonna make it really vague because I can't get specific right now. I'm so tired.
Okay. I think so, because I feel like with the way these sisters are, they've definitely already started on some parts of it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Which one do you think is most likely to occur or occur first, or, you know?
I think maybe a little bit of each. Like, maybe, like, the sisters have been, like, obviously we know they've been, like, rallying, or I would assume they've been, like, rallying people up and, like, getting them, like, all in, like, riot mode. So maybe, like, Obara's out there being like, doesn't Old Town suck? Don't we hate Old Town? And, like, maybe, where are their names again? Brain.
Obara.
Oh, maybe Nymeria. Maybe Nymeria's out there, like, kind of being like, oh my god, now they have this young prince, like, maybe we should they killed our, like, young princess, like, they killed our young prince, like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they've definitely started setting motion.
This, but, like, going forward, what?
I don't think so, because they're gonna be captured.
Okay, cool. Let's wrap this up, because I need to sleep. Okay.
Yeah. But I just feel like the ideas have been spread enough that, like, other people could try to take care of them. Yeah.
Who would that be?
I don't know. I don't know who else is here. Maybe the people at, like, court. Like, you know, here at, like, Sunspear. Like, there's gotta be other advisors and, like, royal people who can, like...
Some of the court
like, maybe
people.
even his own daughter wants them to do something more, you know?
So I feel like there's one of their plans. Or comes up with one of her own.
Yeah. Or tries to convince Doran or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Cool. Is that everything for these chapters? Can we move on to next chapters?
This is, like, the most random thought. But I just like, love fruit. So I liked, like, all fruit being... All the fruit and, like... All the fruit, like, meaning something and, like, you know? And, like, and I also liked the idea of, like, the fruit ripening and, like, falling and it's like, dude, it's time. Like, you gotta get a move on. Like, shit is happening.
The symbolism.
Yeah, it was just really nice. And I think I just really liked that it was fruit because I love fruit. And also, like, spring is coming.
Eat fruit, but yes.
That's not true. I eat fruit literally every day.
Okay.
All the time. Yes. But I just, like, spring is now here where we live. So it's just nice. Like, I'm looking forward to, like, all this.
It's gonna be snowing tomorrow.
It's fine. Like, now all, like, the summer fruits are gonna come back in. So I'm just, like, hyped about fruit right now. So it's a good time to go to Dorne. So
okay.
Yeah, that's my ending thought for the chapter.
I love it. Okay. So, next chapters?
Yes. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of mad about the, like, Alaris thing now.
Why?
'Cause I wish I'd, like, seen that.
Oh, come on. Like, maybe if I gave you 11, 13 years to dwell on it, you know, you would see it.
Oh my god. That's cool, though. I love that because I love Alaris. So I love that there's, like, something cool about her now.
Yeah,
Slay.
Also, like, they call Alaris the Sphinx, and, like, the Sphinx is, like... it's
just, like, yeah.
Like,
that's
it's all
cool.
just kind of on theme, on brand, on
I
whatever.
love it. On brand.
Yes. Okay. Next chapters. We're reading 2. Give me hopes, predictions.
Okay, well, I don't know, because now we have all this cool title stuff.
Okay, but you can still, like, give me a person, and then, like, the title could be different.
These chapters were so, like, different and, like, cool, and we went to new places. I swear to god, if the next one's just, like, Catelyn, like, that would be so boring. Like, do you know what I mean?
She would be undead Catelyn, but that...
I know, but do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of, like, the name, it would kind of seem like a letdown. Okay, let me come up with something.
I don't think it's gonna be a letdown.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I want 2 new characters. I want, Barristan Selmy, and I want Brynden Tully.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Actually, I would really enjoy both of those POVs, I think.
Yeah, it would be good. And they have similar vibes, too.
Exactly, like... Okay.
Cool old man.
Well, we got, like, very Captain of the Guards already, so, like...
Okay, but that's all I can think of now.
Okay.
Is other captains of the guards.
Well, we're reading chapters 3 and 4 next time. Write it down. Chapter 3 is Cersei.
Really?
I know, right? Oh my god. You didn't notice it, but I, like, silent screamed into the mic earlier, and that's why.
You silent screamed?
You were looking down, and I was like...
Wait, what? I mean, this is a good time to see her POV.
Right?
Her dad's dead, son's dead. Oh my god. I don't even... So we get Cersei and Jaime POV? What is this? And Tyrion? All the Lannister... What is this Lannister propaganda? I'm not here for it. I don't like this. I swear to God, if this makes me like Cersei, I hope this is like a Theon one where we're just kind of like, shut up, you know? Actually, I don't, because that would be really annoying. I hope it's a Theon one, but in like a cool way. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, so she's gonna be reeling from her father's death. Trying to, you know, rule, but like, people also don't totally take her seriously, so we'll see how this goes. Wow, okay. So she doesn't have a title, she's just Cersei.
It says Cersei.
Alright. Not Queen Regent. Okay. Interesting. Alright. I'll take it.
Okay. Well, you have to give me... Okay, so she's just reeling from her father's death, that's it? Like,
yeah,
no
she's trying to,
about,
like... I think she's trying to, like probably,
what she's
like...
doing about it, like, who she thinks it did it, like, none of that? She'll
definitely know it's Tyrion. I think she's gonna go to, like, Jaime and be like, dude, you gotta resign, we gotta get this shit in order. He's gonna be like, I am not doing that, LOL. And then she'll get mad. And she'll... Okay, so I think she'll, like, send people out to, like, try and find Tyrion and, like, you know, bring justice for her father. We might get, like, some flashbacks to, like, her father being shitty towards her, too. We might get her, like, kind of getting, like, Tommen on the throne and, like, that whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. There's also a lot that she could learn, because there's a lot going on in other parts of the world, so we'll see. I'm scared.
Chapter 4.
This book is starting off with a bang. Like, things are happening, and I'm scared.
Right.
Like, there's no little intro period at all.
Chapter 4 is Brienne.
Holy shit.
4 new POVs in a row.
Yeah, we have been fed well. This is good. This is like, wow. This is a meal. No, this is a feast. A feast for crows.
Yes, we are the crows.
Yeah, that's the only crow left to be crowing. Who's us? Yeah, wow. Okay, so I said she was gonna eventually run into, like, Sansa or something. So she's been sent to, or she's gonna go and, like, find Arya and Sansa. So I think she's gonna be, like, on the way, figuring it out. Thinking about Jaime, maybe. We'll see. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so scared. I don't know what's happening.
Don't be scared, be excited.
But I'm also scared.
I'm so excited. Oh my god, I love this book so much. I cannot express it.
Really?
Like, the more, like, earlier when I was reading, I was like, oh my god, I gotta read. And then I was reading and I was like, oh my god, I get to read this and talk about it today. Like, you know?
Oh, yeah. No, I
haven't
really
been this excited. Like, okay, book 3 was very exciting.
Yeah.
But this is like book 1 kind of excitement. Like, this is a new, like, new beginning kind of excitement,
yeah,
you know?
This is, like, weird, like, I'm not sure what to expect territory, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I like it. I really like it.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Yay! Okay, yay! This is so exciting. Oh my god, this book is... Yeah, I like this. You know, I also like it because, you know, looking at the book, there's, you know, it doesn't look that long to me, especially compared to book 3. Especially compared to book 3, so I'm kind of just like, I was a little worried, but now that things have gotten started so quickly, I'm like, okay, yeah, this will be exciting, even if it's short.
Like, intro and more just like action.
Yeah, because this is crazy. This is wow, this is cool. I like it.
Okay. So
I also like that you're telling me things now, because you're trying to, you know, instigate, like, the reread feelings. Right. So I like that you tell me things, because it makes it even more exciting.
Right? Like, imagine, like, rereading A Feast for Crows, like, for the third time, and you're like, Sorella, Alaris, and then you're like, oh, they're the same! Like, there you go. I told you right now. You don't have to read it 3 times.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's like they put that, like, chapter in the middle to throw you off and make you forget.
Well, I forgot that this thing happened so quickly. I was like, wait, chapter 2 and I already have to tell her? Like, not have to, but, like, get to, you know?
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so cool.
Okay,
That's
so,
cool.
shall we read a couple emails?
Let's do it.
Why don't you start us off today? So,
Okay,
so we got an email that's very Harmut, like, not very Harmut, because she's like, she loves emails, like, and also,
and I love
listener, yes, exactly, you love, but also, this listener mistook us for each other, so every time they say Nuv, they mean Harmut, and every time they say Harmut, they mean Nuv. So I was like, what better way to do it than have Harmut read the thing that I usually read? So we're doing that.
I love that. Okay.
So read it to me.
Okay. So this is so funny. I haven't done this on the podcast, so it feels weird. Okay. So
I should say, so the email is from Dave Shaw, because they don't sign it until the very end, so I'm just gonna, like, I usually say their name at the top.
Yes. So the email is from Dave Shaw. The subject line is, I want you to read this email.
Oh, no. That's a subject line from me. I forgot what their subject line was. 1 second.
Okay.
Oh,
because you sent it to me!
Oh, subject line is second
That's
email.
so funny. I forgot. That's so funny. I forgot how emails work that you forwarded this to me. Okay.
Subject is second email sent by Dave Shaw.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay. Dear Nevin Harmut, hello. Finally got the chance to write to y'all again after such a long time. If I had had it my way, I would have written just in time for your wrap-up episode for the 3rd book, but due to the impending doom of my final exams, I just couldn't.
I feel it.
Yeah, me too. Now you might be thinking, who is this douchebag? Now, do you remember Dave? I guess not. So I'll give a brief intro. I'm the 15-year-old kid from India who listens to your pod religiously, apart from exam months, along with his crush. Well, about that. My crush and I were listening to your pod, like usual, and then the episode where you guys read my first email to you, 29th September 2023, A Storm of Swords, Chapter 61 and 62. Yes, I remember the date, as it is an achievement for me to get mentioned on your pod. Oh, okay, this is so sweet. So my crush heard that episode and started blushing, and felt that what I did was so cute. So long story short, but we also read some other series together, and I kind of proposed. We are near our 3-month dating anniversary, and I couldn't be more happier. So thank you to you both for enabling a way for me to bond with her. That's so sweet! Congrats to you guys! That's adorable. I love that.
Right.
Also, congratulations to you for completing the 3rd book, which sure is a huge achievement for this series. I sincerely hope that you continue to release your entertaining content like this for many, many years. With the length of this series, we definitely will. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
Wait, there's a much longer
I know, I'm just reacting, okay? I'm reacting to what is said.
Sorry, I'm not used to being on the listening end, so I don't know.
Okay, so you need to just be quiet and listen, okay? Or just react. Be like, oh, that's so, like, that's what I do. I usually just interrupt you with,
so
like, little
lovely.
O's. No, literally, sound like me. That's what I do. That's amazing. I love it. Also, knowing that you guys also see Bollywood movies, I had a few questions in mind. Number 1, what's your favorite Bollywood movie? What's yours, Nav?
I have 2, but, like, the top is 3 Idiots, and the second is PK. And usually, when I'm introducing people to Bollywood movies, I'll have them watch BK. Like I said, I like 3 Idiots better, but, like, it's a very close competition. But I think BK is, like, quicker to hook people on.
Right, yeah.
And then, like, then they watch 3 Idiots and then they appreciate it even more. And those are my favorites. There you go.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
but
know
also,
if I have
like,
a favorite.
I have movies that I have watched hundreds of times. Like,
Yeah.
Gabhi Kushi Kabhi Gum. I can recite you that movie. Like,
Yeah.
you know? So, like, yeah, all of that. All of
Yeah.
those.
I don't know. I literally don't know. Because I feel like most of them get cataloged under Slay. And, like, especially because I watched a lot more when I was younger. So I think, like, I remember having favorites when I was younger, but I know that all of my favorites I haven't seen in long enough to remember them, which is so sad. So, like,
you should rewatch them.
I should, but I think,
with
like,
me.
yes, which we've been trying to do, but we end up doing, like, once every 6 months, like, one movie. That's the ratio right now. It's okay. Over summer, we can, well, no. It's fine. No. Okay, moving on. I don't know what my favorite is, but definitely, like, basically, the ones that are, like, super romance heavy, like, I would say, like, Three Idiots wouldn't be, like, my favorite. Like, I love Three Idiots, but it wouldn't be, like, my favorite. I'm just going off the example you gave.
Romantic enough for you because
Exactly.
you love love and I hate love.
Yeah, so basically my favorites are just the one it's just one of the ones that I haven't watched in a long time, which probably isn't a helpful answer, but once I go back and, like, rewatch some, then I can give you a better answer. Okay, second question. What's the latest Bollywood movie you've seen? My answer is the one that you and I watched together.
Seriously? Like,
Yeah.
5 months ago?
It was
4 months ago.
It was 3.5 months ago. We're only halfway through April. What did we watch? I don't remember.
Ye Jawani Hai Diwani.
Yes. Yeah! Oh my god, yes. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I think that was the most recent one I watched.
I
What?
need to think.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like the most recent I would have watched would have been a rewatch of something. But I can't remember which one I most recently rewatched. I don't watch a lot of the newer stuff because that shit just isn't good. Like, no offense, but
I
like,
know.
very
Sometimes-
few of the new movies have been good.
I know.
Okay, this is not a Bollywood movie, but it references Bollywood heavily and draws from it heavily. But recently, I watched this Pakistani Canadian film with my mom called Queen of My Dreams, The Queen of My Dreams. And it was really good. It had really great, like, queer representation, as well as just, like, the, you know, South Asian diaspora and, like, experience. And it was good, okay?
Yeah.
And it wasn't, like, a typical Bollywood movie, but it's the most recent one I watched. So I'm gonna say that one.
Okay, nice.
I watched it, like, a week and a half ago.
Slay. Third question. Have you seen any of the following? If yes, please give your takes on them. The first one is Sholay.
Have you seen it?
I have, but I don't remember anything about it.
But
I know that I've seen it. I know I've seen
it's a
it.
classic.
Which one is that again?
Oh, it's where Amitabh Bachchan and Dharmendra.
Okay.
They're best friends. Or like you might recognize him as Dharminder, which is the, like, Punjabi version of saying his name. So they're best friends who are, like, petty thieves, kind of. Not petty, but, like, just, like, petty criminals.
Yeah.
And they get hired by this Thakur to, like, take out his enemy. And Gabbar is in it. He's the main villain.
Okay. It's coming back.
It's like this.
I think.
It's like a western. It's an old western movie.
Right.
It's really good, classic, really funny at times. Like, yeah, I don't want to spoil things, but, like, really funny, has entertaining characters, and also can be sad, and has, like, the really wild effects of the 70s, 80s, like, where, like, it's blood shooting everywhere, and the blood is, like, bright red, like, you know.
Oh my god! Yeah.
So
okay, I have a vague memory of it now, but
yeah,
I think I liked it. I don't know.
Yeah, like, it's not like, you're not gonna be like, it's not the kind of movie you write an essay on, but, like, or maybe you do write an essay on it, actually. You could, but, like, it's the experience, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Slay.
I'm not gonna be comparing it to my modern expectations. Like, I'm not gonna be like, that's homophobic, which it may be, but like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna think about that because sometimes I just need to turn my brain part of that off. You know?
Yeah, true. Okay, second one. Ye Giovanni Hai Divani.
We literally just watched that on my birthday.
Shout
it's
out.
a good
It
movie. I
was,
watched it like a billion times.
it was so good. I
It's
loved
also
it.
like real problematic, but like that's every movie. So
It's fine. Which Bollywood movie is not? Okay, it was so good. I loved
3
it.
Idiot is pretty non-problematic.
Okay, yeah, true. Okay, fair. Yeah, no, I loved it. The characters, the vibes, just like so good. And the main dude just so slay. Like, I was
Do
so
you
like
mean Ranbir Kapoor the actor or Bunny the character?
Bunny the character.
Okay.
So slay. And just like it's just like I think my favorite thing was just like it's one of the ones where they like kind of like present something and like you think it's gonna be one way and then it isn't, like, you know, like the way that, which is like obviously like one of the main points is just like everything's not as it seems, and it's just like some of the characters you think they're one thing and then it's another, and just some of the ways you think the plot lines are going, like for example, there was like 2 people that I thought would end up getting together at the end and then they didn't, and it was almost like better that they didn't, and it was great. Like, do you know what I mean? It was like it almost it like I think thwarting some of those expectations like made it like better, and it was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, it's also a very visually impressive movie. Like, it's so pretty. Like, I just like watching it for like the views, you know?
The views, yeah.
No, like
so
like the
pretty.
landscape views,
Yeah.
sure the people, but like the landscape views.
No, it's so pretty. And then Ye Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
I think it's just called Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
That's what it says.
Okay, well, yes, I have seen it.
I don't know if I've
multiple
seen
times.
it. What was it?
It's I think like, so the director is Zoya Akhtar, and I think it's probably her best movie. Yeah, I think of the movies I've seen of hers, it's her best movie. And she has this very specific, like, I don't know, there's a signature to her movies. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's this movie about 3 friends who have kind of become estranged, but they promised that they would go on this like European road trip together. So they finally like make it happen, and it's like a journey of like discovering yourself and like all of that stuff.
Ooh, okay, I definitely haven't seen that, but that sounds good.
It's really good.
Okay.
And there's a character named Bhagwati, which is not really a character, but whoever has seen it knows what I mean, and it's real funny.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really funny,
Slay.
entertaining, has some good music and poetry. Yeah, I
Slay.
have watched it multiple times.
Lovely. Okay, 4th and last movie. Drishyam. I don't know what that is. Drishyam. I don't know what that is.
Okay, yeah, I have seen it. I think of the movies on this list, this is the one I've only seen once. I remember thinking it was a good movie.
Okay.
I remember like the general plot line. It's like serious, which is not like my usual vibe for a movie, because I'm like, escape police. But it's also like clever, so there's that. But I heard, so it's a remake. One second, let me check which movie it's remade from. Okay, it's a remake of a Malayalam film of the same name, and I've heard that the original is better, but I have not seen it, so that is unfortunate on my part. But I know there's a sequel as well. I haven't seen the sequel. I just saw the first one the first time.
Cool. Okay.
That concludes our mini Bollywood symposium.
Cute. Okay. Also, you guys starting the 4th book is very exciting. This is as I personally adored the book, and it was a very fun ride for me. I might even go as far as to say that it's my favorite book in the series. But as Harmath has pointed out, many people in the fandom don't like the book. So I'd like to see both of your perspectives. One veteran fan rereading the books, and, no offense to Nuv, one rookie fan reading it for the first time, trying to process the shitload of information this book delivers. Sighs in Roberts Frost, Road Not Taken. This will be a journey. Apart from this, I would like to share a small theory. While me and my lady, that's what I call my crush / girlfriend, as in a Song of Ice and Fire reference.
Oh, slay, homie.
Okay,
you said say what? Things you say.
You know what? Whatever. Okay.
I love that I get to make fun of you. While this is a new way in which I've discovered how to make fun of you. I love it.
All right. Okay. While me and my lady were discussing a theory we had found on the internet 3 to 4 months ago, I don't know who deserves the credit for this theory, but since you guys haven't discussed it, I would just like to hear your opinions on it. I know the milady hates algebra, and all these theories which sound like algebra, L plus R equals J, D plus D equals T, shout out to that theory! Oh, my, that's Harmet interjecting. But this one is a simpler equation. M equals R. Any guesses who M and R are? Well, this theory goes a bit like this. Okay, now I'm gonna think if I can guess. M equals R. Maybe like Melisandre equals R'hllor.
Sure.
That's mine. Okay. In this epic and fucked up series that we love, there lies a web of mysteries, secrets, and hidden identities waiting to be unveiled. Wink wink emoji. Among these enigmas is the identity of Mance Rayder, the king beyond the wall. Is the identity of Mance Rayder. The king beyond the wall seems, well, enigmatic. While seemingly disparate characters, evidence from the first 3 books suggests a compelling theory. Mance Rayder is none other than Rhaegar Targaryen, the elder brother of Daenerys Targaryen and heir to the Iron Throne. Here's why. Musical talent and interest in the harp. Rhaegar Targaryen was known for his exceptional musical abilities, particularly his mastery of the harp. This talent was not just a pastime, but a defining aspect of his character, as his songs were said to move all who heard them. Similarly, Mance Rayder is depicted as a skilled musician who can play the harp. So slay! His fondness for songs...
You didn't let me say
it. His fondness for songs is evident throughout the series, adding a layer of depth to his character that mirrors Rhaegar's musical inclination. Number 2. Singing to Lyanna Stark. In A Storm of Swords, during Jon's time with the Wildlings, Mance reminisces about singing to a winter rose in the past, which might be a clear reference to Lyanna Stark. Rhaegar's obsession with Lyanna is well documented, and it's widely believed that their relationship played a significant role in the events leading to Robert's Rebellion. Mance's song to Lyanna could be interpreted as a subtle nod to his past as Rhaegar. Number 3. Leadership qualities and vision. Rhaegar was not just a prince, he was a charismatic leader who inspired loyalty and admiration among his followers. Mance Rayder exhibits similar leadership qualities as he unites the disparate Wildling clans under his banner, striving for a common purpose beyond the wall. Both Rhaegar and Mance share a vision of a better world and are willing to make sacrifices to achieve it. Number 4 cites something that I'm pretty sure didn't happen and spoils a future theory.
This is me interjecting. Okay, so they've cited something from book 1 that I didn't remember happening, so I went and looked for it, and I found no evidence of it. So okay. I didn't want to put it in here because it might be spoilery or not, but like I just need a page number, so give us a page number if you have it, because I don't know where you got that from. Okay, number 5, mysterious past and disguises. Throughout the series, Mance Rayder's origins remain shrouded in mystery. He's a man of many names and identities, capable of blending in seamlessly with different groups. This chameleon-like ability mirrors Rhaegar's potential to disguise himself, to evade capture, or pursue his own agenda, especially considering the tumultuous political climate following Robert's Rebellion. In conclusion, the evidence, though not concrete like other more popular theories from the books, paints a compelling picture. Mance Rayder, the king beyond the wall, is none other than Rhaegar Targaryen, the lost prince of Westeros. His disguise allows him to operate freely beyond the wall, far from the politics and dangers of the Seven Kingdoms. So yeah, that's it. Would love to hear your takes on this theories, and would like to ask Nuv if this theory is crackpot crackhead approved. Well,
okay.
I think everything is crackhead over here.
Okay, are you done? I'm gonna speak now? Okay. So, I don't know, because I feel like don't we have clear evidence that, like, he was born, like, beyond the wall? And
yeah,
then
so
Like, we kind of know, right?
Yeah,
Like, we know his origins?
Don't believe this theory. There's a few things. One, I do think that the parallels between Mance Rayder and Rhaegar are, like, put there on purpose. Like, for example, like, the story about the Winter Rose and how, like, Bael the Bard stole one of the daughters of one of the Starks and, like, you know, had a kid with her in secret. That is put there on purpose to, like, help us, like, draw connections for Jon, right?
Yeah.
And so it's definitely done on purpose, things like that. We do know where Mance Rayder comes from. Like, he was part of the Watch and all of that stuff. Like,
right, yeah.
So we do know his history. And also, like, Rhaegar's death is very well documented. Like, people know for sure. Like, I don't think this is true.
Yeah.
But
I think I agree with that.
It's a very interesting idea, and it's definitely people picking up on parallels between the characters, which I think are done on purpose.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. Yeah, because even though, like, I can't remember, like, all the specifics of it, I just do remember, like, us, like, kind of, like, unclouding, what's his face? Mance's background, you know?
Yeah.
And I do agree with, like, because we have that a lot, where, you know, certain characters say things, and then we're supposed to connect it to other characters. So, like, rather than it being about Mance, it was about Jon in that scene, and, like, Jon's history.
Exactly.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
But interesting theory. And then, so sorry that I couldn't send this mail in time, but hoping that it can still provide for a few entertaining minutes on the pod. May the pod gods be ever in your favor, and may you always find happiness when you return to your bed chambers from a hard day at work. Typing this email while binge listening the episodes I missed due to exams was certainly fun, and I hope that you found the theory in the least bit interesting. P.S. Milady's birthday is also coming soon, just as May starts, so if you could make it possible, could you wish her happy birthday on the pod with something like "Happy birthday, Milady," or something along those lines, so that I can edit an audio clip of her absolutely favorite podcasters wishing her happy birthday? Pretty please. And then, like, the, like, cutesy emojis. I don't know what. Oh my god, what are they called? Like the wide-eyed, like, oh my god, I'm a damsel, like that emoji.
Like the puppy eye emoji.
Yeah, there we go. I couldn't, like, think of what it was. Okay. If you do wish her, thanks a hell lot. You probably just made her day very good. If you're unable to, it's still fine and completely understandable. The biggest Pop Culture Symposium fan, Dave Shaw. Dave, you are so slay.
Okay, wait. First, theory was very interesting.
Yeah, theory was slay.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Loved
presenting
your email.
And your email was amazing.
Keep us updated.
Keep us updated on everything. We are very invested.
Thanks for listening and dealing with our bullshit. Like,
yeah, and thank you for catching up. We are also going through final exams, like, currently, so we totally get it. I hope everything went really well for you, so that when you were binge watching, you could just relax and you weren't, like, stressed out. And
also, happy birthday to your lady.
Yeah, happy birthday to your lady. Happy birthday, Milady.
Happy birthday, Milady.
Happy birthday, Milady.
There you
Wishing
go.
you the best. Hope you have an amazing day. Yeah, slay. Thanks, Dave. You're so slay. You're so slay, and I love this.
Have an amazing day, slay.
Yeah, basically. You're really cool, and I'm really happy that we were able to contribute to someone's love story. That's like that's such an achievement. Like, I'm gonna go put that on my CV.
It's adorable.
That is adorable. I'm so jealous, and I'm a little mad, but, like, I'm also happy for you.
What?
I'm joking.
What are you mad about?
I'm just jealous. Sometimes I see happy couples, and I'm just like, ugh, you know? But, like, small. Mostly slay.
I love how we started this with Harmouth loves love, and then now we're like, I hated love.
No. I'm literally joking. Y'all are so cute.
Okay.
Because I love matchmaking.
You know what? Actually, I love you reading emails. We should do this more often. I should make you read more emails.
Okay.
Make you earn your keep, you know?
Hello, I
Because
earned
it's
my
hard
keep.
work reading emails, and it's like really fun just listening to them.
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay.
I like it. Honestly,
Alright.
I like both. I like hearing the sound of my own voice.
Okay,
so
well,
it's fine.
let me read one this time, and then we'll figure out. I'll see which emails I feel like making you read.
Okay.
Okay, so this second email that we have is titled "Ours is the Fury."
Oh?
That's the Baratheon words. Do you remember?
Oh, I don't remember that. I was like, oh, fancy. Like,
It has like a fire emoji and a deer emoji next to it for like
Oh.
I guess like Stannis's fiery heart with the stag.
right, yeah. That's cute.
And okay, so good afternoon. It's Gamma again. Nav and Harmouth, hope you've both been well. It's a pleasure to hear from you both because life has been really difficult as of late. But hearing your podcast helps me feel more at ease by fixating on the sometimes wonderful and sometimes not so wonderful world of A Song of Ice and Fire.
Aw,
that's
thank
so
you,
real, though.
Gamma. Slay.
I am constantly looking for an escape, and I'm so glad that we get to provide an escape for some people. It's like
Yeah.
giving back, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, what's been on my mind as of late is my love of the Baratheons. Those silly rascals interest me most of all other noble houses in Westeros. The Laughing Storm radiates himbo energy, and I'm here for it. While Stannis is my one true king because his quest to bring justice to the Seven Kingdoms, it cannot be overlooked how sick his burns are.
Oh my gosh.
In particular, his response to Renly when his younger sibling was bragging that his new bride Marjorie was a maiden. In your bed, she's like to die that way, said Stannis. I love this house so much that my best friend and I are going to get a Stark sigil and a Baratheon sigil to symbolize our friendship as that of Ned and Robert. Aw, that's cute.
Adorable.
I want to see this. Send us a picture of the tattoos once you have them.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. I don't know how I managed to skip over your readings of Dunk and Egg, but I'm glad I listened to them as of late. I just love these tales because in comparison to the rest of the A Song of Ice and Fire series, they're less gruesome and genuinely feel like a quest you'd have with your friends in a Dungeons and Dragons session. Oh, Dunk, you thick lad, please never change. To finish my reading, I must ask, have you ever read a character's description in these books and thought that they kind of resemble your physical appearance? I only ask because after reading A Storm of Swords, I must say that the Red Viper could be my relative based on physical traits. I'm focused on this so much that I made myself into a Lego figure inspired on the design of the Dornish.
What?
Below are attached a picture of my Lego figure and myself next to the book depiction of Oberyn because I thought you both would find it amusing. Enjoying your podcast and listening alongside you both as the series continues to be read. Hope you both have an amazing day, my friends.
Aww.
Thank you, Gamma. Okay,
Thank
do
you
you
so
want to
much.
I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah.
And then you can see these. All right, so this is Oberyn, like from the books.
Ooh.
This is a picture of Gamma. You know what? I see it. The hair and the face shape, definitely.
Yeah. Oh my god. Wait, where's the Lego?
And, okay, hang on. Oh my god, the Lego's so cute! Okay, I know that's not the point, but that's amazing. First off, I don't know much about Legos. Like, I don't know how you customize them. Like,
Yeah, like, what do you mean you make, like, did you just have those pieces? I'm so confused.
yeah, like, do you put together the different pieces, or do you, like, can you custom, I'm sure you can custom order Legos, right?
You definitely can. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I was never a Legos kid, or maybe I just, like, never got around to being a Legos kid, or, like, even an adult, like, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, but this is really cool. We should make Lego things of ourselves, and then
we
like
should.
Okay, this is really cool. But you're right. You do like, especially the Lego definitely resembles Oberyn with the outfit. But
yeah,
it is very intriguing. Have you ever read a description and been like, "That's me"?
I don't think so. I think, like I said, I forget the descriptions as soon as I read them, unfortunately.
Aww.
Which is to my detriment for some of the theory stuff. I really suck at, like, visualizing appearances in my head. So I think I would never be able to pick up on it, even if some of them did look like me. Yeah, so I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I was just like checking my hairline. I also have a widow's peak, but the sand snakes have widow's peaks, and Oberyn has a widow's peak. Who else has? I don't know.
I am not sure.
I don't think I've ever been like, that's me.
Yeah.
But
at least not, like, definitely not physically, you know? Like, the characteristics.
Yeah,
I'm not
like,
sure.
there's characters that are like me
in every other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's such an interesting question, because I've never even, like, thought about that, you know? Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, well, if anybody listening has, like, resembles a character, let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Send us
because
a
I've
Lego
literally
of your
never even
character.
thought. Yeah, exactly. Do it in that way. I've never. Yeah, like
It's
I've
the
never.
only manner in which we will accept it.
Exactly. Like I've never. That's Like I've literally never thought about that. That's cool.
It is cool. Okay. Well, those were our 2 emails. Lovely emails. Great way to like start the first 2 chapters of the book. I'm loving everything. I'm loving life.
Live, Laugh, Love, Book 4 of A Song of Ice and Fire.
Live, pray, love. The Drowned God.
Live, obey, love.
I feel like we've come on a long journey since the beginning of this episode.
Thought you were going to say, like, a sentimental thing about, like, the whole podcast.
That too, but, like, it's too late for that. And not late enough for that, you know?
That's so funny. Yeah, we have. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a trip. Because these chapters are so, like, I don't know, so juicy.
Yeah.
Because of the fruit.
Hope y'all enjoyed it. It was fun for us. Except for where I got, like, weirdly hangry in the middle of the episode.
It's okay. It happens.
Yeah. Come listen to us next time. But before then, do the things where you go on Discord and talk with us. And,
yes.
and talk to other people as well, I guess, of course. I have been, like, not on Discord as much because of exams getting me down, but, like, things are happening. Like, people are chatting. But, like, they're chatting amongst themselves, so that's still cool. Follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is at Pop Culture Symposium, and send us an email, and our email is popculturesymposium@gmail.com. So, until next time, with Cersei and Brienne.
Oh, God.
Farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.